okay, and the salvation of the nation of Israel, our people. Before we get started, we give all the praise and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
double honors to our apostles and our elders of great news for the leaders doing well. Loving the also for I can push the word, truth, faith, and city across the four corners. To our Ron, peace and blessings, to sincere listeners, and to subscribers to the name and Dr. Great News. But like I said, we're just coming out once again for this work, and we're gonna start off kind of just going into kind of this roots of the spirit, because we're in a time, an age in which the world is bombarded with wickedness, in the media, in music, movies, the day-to-day life, going to the 9 to 5, just dealing amongst the people. And the earth is filled and pushed with unrighteous spirits and agents. Looking right into the Lord will be edified.
Now, this is Galatians 5, starting at verse 13. For, brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use it not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another.
See, in this world, liberty in the sense as the world teaches it is for you to do any and everything that you want to do, But we don't understand that that's not the way that things are designed to be, and that's not the way that things ought to be. Because if that was the case, we wouldn't have a law, statutes, and commandments. The law, which promotes and is of life, is what actually gives us liberty and a level of freedom. Like you say, like within the law, you have freedom to maneuver however you see fit, through the law, so to speak. But this world, like I said, this world run by Edom Esau, the so-called white man, the so-called white race, okay? Rules that you can do any and everything that you want to do, and that's not the case, man, okay? And it's important that, we continue to speak on and stand on these things, okay? Because the judgment to hit Babylon the Great is near and dear. All right?
Continuing on, in verse 14. For all the law is fulfilled in one word. Even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Yeah, so thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Okay, which of course that deals with interpersonal relationships, primarily with the the brothers and the brotherhood. But even with that, you gotta have a level of love and reverence for yourself. Not that you're gonna push yourself up and push for glory and lucrative for self-promotion. But it's good to speak about examining ourselves. Meaning that what? Meaning that we have to be able to know and discern, okay, through the scripture and the Holy Spirit, okay, and then also the body, if we're moving in the proper fashion. And then when we're falling short, we have to do what? We have to work and labor to correct our shortcomings and actually work to get back.
Yeah, I have that word love for you. Yeah. This is the word love. Excuse me. This word love on the online to my app. Now I'm gonna just pick certain key points because I'm gonna be going off. But it says feeling of love, the love of God, friendliness, affection. Then it says to care, desire, love. So basically, to care for one another, being your brother's keeper, so to speak. When it comes to exhortation or rebuke, okay, making sure you guys are tight knit, just like Yahweh Shai, he was of Yahweh. In other words, like-minded, in one spirit, in one consent, okay. So we have the ability to do the same thing because Yahweh Shai is in every last one of us, okay. It says liking, foundness, a beloved person, no score, and that was basically it.
Read that last part again.
It says to care, desire, love.
Yeah, it says to care. Because as we read in Galatians 5, it said, love thy brother as yourself. which means, yeah, you have to have a level of care, reverence, and oversight, towards your brother, but you got to do it within yourself too, man. Or I should say, we have to do it ourselves as well. Because like I said, this world promotes a high level of wickedness, high level. Okay, the thing about it is, it's progressively getting worse and worse and worse. You look at the Wayne Wade scene, you know, this guy, dude look like a lake. Real talk. He is younger, man. You know, like when we were growing up, we went to school. When we were growing up, you know, that was highly shunned, highly frowned upon, especially in our communities, in so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. That was highly spoken out against, you know, to the point you would get disowned. So how much more this generation and the generation to come after, if we're still here, they're gonna see this as being the norm. See this as being something that's desired to be. When that's a blatant disrespect, a blatant disregard to the law, statutes, and commandments, man.
1 John 5:3. This is the love of the Most High. To keep His commandments. His commandments are not grievous.
Yeah.
It says, this is the love of the Most High. To keep His commandments. And His commandments are not grievous.
Yeah, then with that too, being in the spirit and understanding this isn't a grievous thing, man. It's not a grievous thing to come out here and stand for the Heavenly Father, how about you know, to work and earn our crown and the Lord will be in that number. See that flesh and demons kick in, make you feel like, oh man, you know, yeah, you got this in your mind, that you gotta, you know, counting this bill, counting that bill, rent coming up, women giving you hell, future kids giving you hell. Okay, and then work to have a level of understanding of why we're doing it. We're doing it because we're actually fighting the growth. When you think about a seed that's planted, a seed is in the ground, it germinates and starts growing. The whole time, it's fighting the soil, fighting gravity, so to speak, fighting to get the water, the nourishment, you know. But the end of it, what actually grows to the point that it can actually grow and sustain itself. It also grows to the point that it can produce the next level of life, man. You brought it seeds.
You can walk through.
You know?
It says, for whatsoever is born of the Most High overcometh the world.
It's like it's saying so whatsoever is born of the Most High overcometh the world, man. You know? So that's why the elect gonna keep fighting, man. The elect gonna keep grinding, man. The elect gonna deal with the BS of this world and keep pushing forward. You know? So Lord, we're gonna be looking at their spirit because the scripture says the elect will be doing these things in those times, man. Along with the wickedness that's pushed all around the darkness. And the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. And that's why we said we're going to the fruits of the Spirit. Because the fruits of the Spirit is actually the fruits of this world. You know?
look, it is easy.
Which mean it ain't necessarily easy,
But you know what I mean.
but it's not grievous.
Right.
The thing about it is, we working, bro, to be the top echelon of the creation as far as, you know, like mankind, so to speak. So with that type of reward, it ain't gonna be easy. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't grievous. You know, it's not insurmountable. It ain't just like, you know, overly difficult to where it can't be achieved. No, it's gonna be achieved.
You know what? Why? It's going to be achieved for those that people, more willingly be part of the Lord's elect. Really relying on faith.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Really relying on faith. Like, there's plenty of other things that we could afford on Saturday. You know? Like,
Yeah.
look where we live at. So in Atlanta, there's always something going down in the city.
Mm-hmm.
We have faith in the Lord that this is going to work. This is the key to salvation.
Yeah.
Edomites, they loaded up their guns, stocking their shells, they doing all the things they deem necessary. We tell our people, hey, you people of the sign, we ain't got no money, we can't go do what Esau does, man. We tell them how. They ain't get hit. They don't even want to hear that. They'll listen to the white man when he tells them that no.
And that's why when Jake get his head bust into the white people show, he's not gonna be out here crying and weeping and sobbing, man. You see what I'm saying? We've already in a sense taken upon the spirit of within ourselves through the power, mercy, and the spirit of Yahweh Shah to put up that weak nature, man. All right, to throw our nets down, okay, and follow the Lord, man. You see what I'm saying? So, and the scriptures say that the sheep hear his voice, and the shepherd being Yahweh Shai, they follow him with us wherever he goes. So if you don't follow the voice of the shepherd, here it is. We all in a sense, look at the scriptures to keep on that. Okay, come on, we'll get it. Here it is, we all sheep under the shepherdfold of Yahweh Shai. And we trying our best to stay together and follow the shepherd with the body of the sheep. And there's a nigga ass sheep running off. We ain't gonna be leaving the body and the shepherd gonna follow your black ass to get you to come back. Get to a point, hey bro, come on back. Hey, come on back, this the way. Come on back, this the way. Come on back, this the way. Get to a point, man, fuck that shit. Especially if you get to a point you can see a portion of the bush of the shepherd being dangerous. Then you see wolves and hyenas and fucking bald eagles and traps and, you know what I'm saying, all this shit in the path. And you in the body of safety, developing the hedge around the whole body. You know, man, fuck that shit. When he gets his ass chewed the fucking straight, that's on his black ass.
Right.
Who is he that overcometh the world? He that believeth that Yahweh Shai is the Son of the Most High. This is he that came by the water and blood. Yahweh Shai washed it out, not by water only, but by water and blood. And it is the Spirit that bears witness, because the Spirit is true.
Yeah. That's a lot. Read that again, Bubba. That's a lot.
Yes, I want. Yeah, I'm
Six. This is he that came by water and blood. Even Yahweh Shai washed it out, not by water only, by water and blood. And the Spirit that bears witness, the Spirit is true.
Yeah, by water and blood. Meaning the Holy Scriptures, okay, and the prophecies contained in, which are a testimony of our Lord Yahweh Shai, and by blood being a sacrifice of our Lord, man. You know? So even like the captain I said, as far as there's certain Jakes that know they Israelites, they don't have the unction or the power or the will or the charge to go out and teach. Hey, that's on them at the end of the day. You know, we do this because we know, we're led to do this by the Spirit. But at the same time, we know that the more useful it is out to the master, the higher the probability of the master preserving and saving us, man.
Because that increases our chances. If you don't want to come out here, then
somebody else to do the job. You know, that increases our chances of being saved.
Yeah, and then let me say going to the body of the blood, going to the living word, because which is likely with the living waters, and then the blood being the sacrifice of our life. So this is what I want to say. Coming out here, it's not necessarily easy, okay? But it's not a burden in the sense that like you rather do something else. Man, I'm gonna shot here in the world, man. You get to a point you think, okay, like yeah, we keep doing this, we doing that. You get to the point, man, fuck all that bullshit, man. You don't even want to fucking do it.
Hey, well, we had an example. Remember when we had camp that Sunday, and we had that day off? This is what these people be doing. Like it's keeping up shit, and like they're not doing anything. We're not missing out on anything. You know?
It's all vanity and vexation of spirit. And really, that's a product of witchcraft, man. Making you think and feel true. This is a very missing a motherfucker thing to feel. Really, it's really more rhyme and reason for us to be grateful that the most time happens out here in this bullshit. We could be out here fucking watching this fucking bullshit ass football games and basketball games, and all this bull baseball games, shit. What you know, like I said, it ain't off to watching in spare time, but this is priority, man.
God. Since earlier, the brother mentioned about the elect, okay, and this a quick precept that popped up. This is John 17, starting at verse 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. Okay? Now who's the thine? Who's the thine, right? It's the elect. Okay? That noble vine, that choice vine. Okay? The elect was given unto Yahweh Shah, the only begotten Son. And this is written in red too. It's Yahweh Shah speaking. Continue on. It reads, all mine are thine, and thine are mine. And I am glorified in them. And now I am no more in the world, like the brother mentioned earlier, okay? But these are in the world. And I come to thee, Holy Father, keep whom thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are. That goes back to that 1%, by being like-minded. We are many members, but we have one function, right? The same function, the same energy is being pushed back to where? The la'ah, the heart. All right, and then all actual realities through the spirit is all going back to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, man. Just like the body functions, okay? We have different many members, all right?
Yeah, and this all and the water, bro. This is also right on time too, as far as kind of what we're going to as far as those seeds, and the fruits of the spirit, and the seeds of righteousness. We can see and understand that Yahweh Shah is actually that seed of righteousness, so to speak. Yeah. Through Yahweh Shah, you like Yahweh Shah, look up, so we gotta get.
John, I'm gonna reread, verse 11. This is St. John 17, verse 11. And now I am no more in the world.
It's like verse 9.
To my what? Okay, John. Verse 9, I pray for them, I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. And all mine are thine, and thine are mine. And I am glorified in them. And now I am no more in the world. The scripture says what? Though I be absent in the flesh. He's not physically here with us, all right? But he's with us through the spirit, okay? Like the brother Kasab said, it's through your faith. That's how you can really realize that it's the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, man. All right, according to your faith. All right?
And see that the access to that the fruits of the spirit, you understand, come by way of Yahweh Shah, in which he's no longer here, okay? But he was placed and planted here, so to speak, okay, to give access to the fruits of the spirit and righteousness and salvation to the elect, okay, right, which are of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, okay, and we're given the oversight and the stewardship, the shepherdship, so to speak, by way of Yahweh Shah.
All right, verse 11, and now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to
we still out here.
Yeah.
See? That's like the brother on behind the camera said. hey, if Lord forbid, if the Spirit come upon us, that we lose the Spirit to come out here and do this work, it's gonna be another man to come up and stand in this place of your 10 toes, man. You know, but like we said earlier, over time, okay, with a certain level of time and experience, you understand that, man, fuck the world, right? All right. Because the thing about it, Scripture said that a man, you can't serve two masters.
Mm-hmm.
All right? You can't get to a point that you're over not being in the fucking world, man.
Yeah.
All right? Because if you have that notion and that burning desire to be in the world, then who are you serving? You're serving your flesh. You're not walking in the Spirit, man. All right?
Continuing on to verse 11. Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be as one as we are.
Going back to what we had said earlier, as far as analogy of believers, the sheep body following the shepherd. Do that one more time, bro.
This is the last part of verse 11. That they may be one as we are.
That they may be one. Like we were saying, that body of the sheep, the flock, following the shepherd. You see? If you got rebellious individuals of the flock going astray, man, fuck them. In the sense that we're going to call them back. You know, we're going to desire they come back. We're going to pray and hope they come back. We're going to save their souls. But at the end of the day, they don't come back. They're not in the body as one as Yahweh and Yahweh Shai were, man. And Yahweh Shai's prayer and supplication to the Most High was that those who are in the world, who are not of the world, will be as one as He and the Heavenly Father were, man. Okay. So it get to a point, man. We got to be locked in more towards the fruits of the Spirit, okay, and the fruits of these labors. What the fuck is wrong with this goddamn world, man? Go ahead, bro.
Continuing on, verse 12. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name, which is Yahweh, and now today is Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, through the only begotten Son, okay? It says, continuing on, those that thou givest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost.
And none of them is lost, man. You see what I'm saying?
You got,
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead.
you can tell when an individual is lost. Prime example, if you out here, let's just say this quote unquote your city, right? You know the ins and the outs. Well, you could, like me and this brother, back at where we stay, we tell each other all the time, we know these people not from around here because they have a speeding demon on them.
Mm-hmm.
And little do they know, damn near on each block, each corner, there's a cop, you know, clocking you. All right? This was a prime example, all right?
Yeah, then too, you get to a point too, knowing that you're in the right place too. If you know you're in the right place, with the right protection and the right structure around you, you ain't gonna want to leave. You ain't gonna want to leave the workplace. You're gonna go out here and fill their own belly and seek something okay. You're gonna be patient. You're gonna wait. You're gonna actually desire and work to earn the fruits of the Spirit, man.
God. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that thou givest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, which is we're speaking on Esau Edom, okay, and those who follow him. It says that the scriptures might be fulfilled. Oh, Judas Spirit. All right, it's like continuing on, verse 13. Yeah, the heathen. But the heathen. God, continuing on, verse 13. And now I come to thee, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. I have given them thy word, and the world have hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world.
See, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That came out too, though. Because the thing about it is, if you uptight that you're not doing certain things in the world, that goes to show that you moved in the wrong spirit. Read that last part one more time.
God, verse 13. Select it. Yeah, verse 13. And now I come I to thee, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. I have given them thy word, and the world have hated them because they are not of the world.
The world hated them. So here it is. Yahushua is giving the elect what we learned that number. Okay, of course, understanding of the word, which we say that the word will hate you because you're in that spirit. So what type of twisted logic is it to believe that you want to be in the world and be uptight about not doing some things in the world? Okay, but the scriptures say that if you move in the spirit and in this word, the word gonna hate you. That's being double-minded.
Verse 15, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, go back to the living waters too. Get to the
Luke 14 and 21. So that serpent. So that serpent came and showed his Lord these things. The master of the house, being angry, said to the servant, go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, and bring in hither the poor, the maimed, and the halt, and the blind.
yeah, so the scripture said, Yahushua said, go out quickly, man. You see, so even I'm about to get this because Captain has spoken about certain men, who know what's going on as far as the spiritual sense going to being an Israelite, but don't want to go do the work, man. You know. Now, of course, it ain't gonna be every man's role in office to go out and push the word. But I mean, you've been learning for years and years and years. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get to a certain point, like you gotta step out on faith, man. Pray to your how about Yahushua to get you there if possible, man. Because at the end of the day, you eating at the table, but you ain't hoping to cook.
The servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast
Hey,
commanded.
y'all, what's up?
Yes,
Salam.
room.
Yeah, it's done as you have commanded, and it's still room, man. All right, which means what? It's still work to be done. All right, there's still labors to go forth. It's still sheep to bring it to the floor.
In that parable of the talents in Matthew 25, the master was Yahushua. He gave certain men little things. So it's like little things that you can do. It's coming out to the highways and byways, doing lessons or whatnot. But he said, if you faithful in little things, I'm gonna give you this. So like we working to fight for that penny. Like again in the day, we're doing little stuff here and there, the little kinks and whatnot, to attain the kingdom of heaven and attain everything, because we don't have nothing here.
23. The Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, compel them to come in, the house may be filled.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say, my spirit. Somebody grab that too. I was gonna think about that.
them come in.
Mm.
So that my house may be full.
Make them come in, man. Hey, but you know, if I can say, it's not a make in the sense of going and grabbing somebody and pulling them in. Now it's a matter of saying, hey, like I said, if you want to continue to be a nigga and do this stuff that we're telling you, that the scripture telling you is wrong, commit adultery, even the coach of Boston, the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Where he got suspended for a year, in which he was, I guess he was being on or whatever. But the thing about it is, someone messing with him, they're going to say she was married. They said it ain't necessarily off to have another woman, but when she being married, she off limits.
Yeah, lost limits.
I'm just using that as an example. You know what I'm saying? Commit adultery. You know what I'm saying? Rob, steal, kill. Ultimately, get the MOTV, you know, in your flesh. All these things, we're warned to not do. You know? So it's a matter of a verbal threat. Ain't no physical making them and grab them. So at the end of the day, even when the leg get beaten up, you can't just grab somebody and no, it's a selection. You see what I'm saying?
The scriptures tell us prophecy words will persuade people. By the terror of the Lord will persuade people. So, like the book says, it's not a physical thing. It's by telling them what's going to happen if they don't. And that certain level of fear should strike a man and compel him, and persuade him to get his shit together in order to not lose their faith.
Real quick, man. Isaiah 33:6, man.
This is Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
Which we hope to be acquiring and be moving in right now. And this is a particular precept we've all heard years ago, but it's still applicable now. Probably even more so now. Go through your hell, catch your shit. It's like, yo, that wisdom knowledge is the stability you can get through it, man.
And strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure.
The fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shah, is his treasure, man. So it ain't gonna be no component of making business. It's be a component of making it in a spiritual sense. If you don't get right, you run the risk of death. When martial law hit and these blades manifest, you run the risk of not fulfilling prophecy of my business. Being a servant that will be. You run the high probability of being an individual who dies of starvation. They died of hunger. Died the teeth of wild beasts. You know, get stricken down by these fighting forces, man. You know, or being one who fall victim to a smite even in your own household. All witnesses. Yeah, so hey, it's happening, man. All right, most like Yahweh Shah is setting us right before the eyes of our enemies, man. Which is written in the Psalms. We're being placed in order right before the eyes of our enemies. We're being placed in order right before the eyes of the body within ourselves. You know, and it's happening now, man. You know, it's happening literally as we speak. You know, because we know and understand that this shit ain't sweet, man. Even brothers mentioned about as far as non-partaking of certain things in the world, we only want to be in the midst of that because we know it ain't sweet, man. It's all vanity and vexation of spirit, man. All right, and it don't lead to a great connection between ourselves and Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah. It leads to more Babylonianism, man, confusion, man.
Isaiah 58:1 says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Yeah, that's what we out here doing, man. That's the spirit that came out of Iniquity come. Cry loud, spirit not, man. Okay? And then show our people their transgressions. In which we not sitting there on no high horse, so to speak. You know, like, hey, y'all get right because we are right. It ain't like that. Because our righteousness is as filthy rags, man. And we telling y'all what we already know, what we've already experienced. That we were in that dead state, man. That we were in that dead state. Okay, that we were in the congregation of the dead, man, the valley of dry bones. We was in that same place, in that same position. Okay? But now we're further along in the spiritual system. We can see that we're close, our salvation closer than we first believed, man. Alright? And that day by day, this wicked kingdom is collapsing, man. Okay, in all facets, man. Education here sucks. Alright? The transportation system sucks. The currency sucks. The people suck. The men suck. The women suck. Everything here sucks. The air, the land is being polluted, which makes it suck. The food sucks.
They really tell. The speakers and stuff. A bunch of people with blue t-shirts.
It look like so man, you get a 10-piece nugget for 99 cents.
And then they still say the good stuff over Ukraine for some odd reason. Y'all full of shit, man. I want to see one more attached to this world. Why? It's all polluted, man. We fighting to get out of this world, man.
First Corinthians 12, start from the top. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as we were led.
The Gentiles being strangers, meaning we didn't we're not common of Israel, carried away to these dumb idols, man. It was written in Deuteronomy 28, 64 through 66. Go to the scattering of our people and serving dumb idols in the wood and stone. See? We were all in that state, man. Whether you were in Christianity, whether you were in Islam, whether you were even an atheist or whatever, Buddhism, whatever, man. Whether you were even being a self-idolater, believing that you believe in yourself so goddamn much, whatever it was, we know and understand. What Scripture even saying right now. Go ahead, bro.
God, continuing on. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. Wherefore I give you to understand that no man speaking by the Spirit of the Most High, calling Yahweh Shah a curse.
Yeah, but which we were led. It was just that going to the chapter I read earlier, going to that water and blood. This all was in the prophecy. Jeremiah 17. This two of our head. It's all was in the prophecy. Check this Romans 2. It all was in the prophecy. So why in today's age can you make sense of that all these things happen perfectly in a lot of the prophecy, and now it's be something different? It don't make sense, man. It don't add up.
God, continuing on, verse 4. Now there are diversities of gifts of the same Spirit, and there are differences of ministrations, but of the same Lord. And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same power which worketh all in all.
Yeah, it's the same power, man. Okay, they work all in all. Every man ain't gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying? You got certain men who had more growing up. You got certain men who are in the middle. You got certain men who are struggling growing up. Even if certain men come in on a different level. The brother had mentioned back in 25 was the wise verdict in those talents. You know what I'm saying? Certain men come in with 2 talents. Certain men come in with 4 talents. Certain men come in with 8 talents. Certain men come in with 1 talent. You know what I'm saying? But it's not of that man. It's all through the Spirit. You know, hopefully it all comes full circle to the Spirit, and hopefully get back to the Galatians 5.
But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit thought. God, 1 Corinthians 12:7. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit the thought.
That's heavy, man. The manifestation of the Spirit. The manifestation being actually coming to a
Hey, y'all, what's
the work is getting done, man. Okay, the work of the will of the Father, is getting done. Okay, because the fruits of the Spirit is being manifested, man. Okay, whether these people acknowledge it or not, that's null and void. It's happening. All right.
For to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit, to another
highlight the same Spirit. Okay, the Scripture speaks about 2 not just the moment of another man's servant. In which we, in the Spirit, we watch and tend for each other. But at the end of the day, your eyes need to be most on yourself. Of course, it's a responsibility and duty for us to watch and care and tend for each other. But don't be such in the Spirit that you can see the boat in another man's eye because it'll be in your eye. Against that as well. Fear and trembling.
to another faith by the same Spirit, to another gifts of healing by the same Spirit.
All by the same Spirit, man. All by your Father.
Yeah, you got it.
To another, the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another the discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues.
In which all these things, hey, it's gonna happen upon earth. All right, this is prophetic, man. Now of course, these qualities and these spirits were enacted in times past as well. Okay, but it's gonna be enacted in times forward as well, man. The scriptures say that the miracles that Yahushua did, okay, we will do and greater. These things are gonna happen, man. All right. So now it's high time to wake out of sleep, man, to understand what's going on. All right. And this dollar, this economy is collapsing, man. Okay, pursuant to happen in the 2nd chapter, man. Esau has worked out the 4 corners, okay, to pollute the earth, okay, and to take rulership of, man. Okay, and the elect, okay, and the people of the Most High, Yahweh Shai, will find out who they are, okay, and actually get right with the Heavenly Father. Okay, that the Lord, Yahweh Shai, will return, okay, in that fathership. All these things will happen, man. All right. So don't use this liberty as an occasion to the flesh. I believe you read that earlier. Don't use this liberty as an occasion to the flesh. This liberty is an occasion to the spirit, man.
We're going to continue on, verse 10. To another, the interpretation of tongues. Verse 11. But all these worketh that one and the self-same Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will. John, 1 Corinthians 12 and 11. But all these worketh that one in the same in the self-same Spirit.
You know what it's happening? They go back to what was it, John 17? John 17.
Yep.
That one. You know what I'm saying? Being that one with Yahweh, Yahweh Shai and the body. This spiritual, man. It all comes back to being that one, being that unity. So even with that, now of course we're speaking to the audience as a whole, we're speaking to ourselves as well, to the spirit. I like right now, man, hey, continue to be a unit, man. All right? Don't be in that lone wolf spirit, man. Of course, we all men, we all feel like we gotta work out on them. Of course, those what being said, okay, don't come to the spiritual things, the doctrine, okay, and whatever we can do, adequate to the spirit. Hey, what to do? We're in that time. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. What else are we doing?
Dividing to every man servantly as he will.
Yeah, as the will of both sides. All right. Wait, you get Ephesians 40.
Ephesians 4, start at verse 1. It says,
Got
I
next
therefore,
line
the
up, sis?
prisoner of the Lord,
Nah, I ain't
beseech
have last
you
line,
that
sis.
you walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called. For there is one body and one spirit,
Going back to this unity, man. The unity of the elect. All right. Which is going to happen. When is it going to happen? It's going to happen now. It's happening now. Okay? Because what we see pursuing the second Ezra 6th chapter, that Edom Esau is falling. So this is happening now.
even as ye are called in one hope,
Give them the
calling
10.
one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one power and Father of all, is above all, and through all, in you all.
Yeah, it's so heavy, man. Get that one more time over the show.
Even as we are called in one hope, and we're calling the Lord, one faith.
So we all fighting for the same thing. We all fighting for the hope of our calling. That we were called to this ministry to serve the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai. And we hoping for their salvation. Go ahead.
This is one baptism, power and Father of all, who is above all.
So one power and Father of all, who is above all,
Through all, in you all.
is above all, through all, and in you all, man. You know, even with that, hey, as best as we can, don't get bent out of shape with the day-to-day bullshit that we fucking with you, man. The Most High, Yahweh Shai, is above all, is through all, and in you all as well, in us all as well. How much is it to really be all, you know, to be overly bent out of shape about, man?
Brother, if I may add to you, I thought I had a while back. It's the Lord, everything is possible through the Lord, but nothing is possible without Him. So like how you said, it's like if you're going through something, the Lord is taking you through it. Just go through it. No matter what it is, the Lord is with you. It's a matter of if you believe that, if you do have faith, like you're going up to that the Lord is with you. You're gonna wait for you.
Yeah, kind of. And really, like I said, all this kind of jump started by the fruits of the Spirit too, man. In which how we gonna like obtain the fruits of the Spirit? By going through this whole process.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ultimately, the laws, and hold it up,
Nah, yeah.
the laws being written within our inner part, was being ultimately perfected. The fall came from the garden. We went through this whole process to get to the end goal. So in this day and age, it's gonna be tough. But like we said, it's not a grievous thing, man. It ain't something that your hell, our hell, should not get us to the point that we don't want to continue to serve the Lord. Because the Lord is putting us through the hell to bring forth an outcome.
Yeah.
Go try to fight.
Verse 7. But unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of God.
And we all given a level of grace according to the measure of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So there is grace, man. You know, there is a way. You know, wherever the Most High brings you,
Anybody got something lined up? I'll step in.
So, hey, man, the Spirit's on me, man. Hey, continue to, work the labor as a unit. Of course, take care of your own man. We all got things we got to deal with. We all have a household to take care of. You know what I'm saying? Hey, to work to fight as a unit, man, and keep the eye on the prize of salvation.
That's right, brother.
It's easy to focus on the BS of this world. Okay, the BS of Esau society, the system.
The flesh.
The flesh. These women. All right, the pockets. It's easy to focus on that. But hey, man, it's also, hey, it ain't overly difficult to focus on the end goal, which is salvation, the kingdom, rulership, righteousness. You know?
Hey, well, brother, that's where the comfort comes in, because the scriptures are the comforter through the Spirit, and that gives you comfort to know that there is an end. The scriptures speak about knowing the beginning, the ending, in the midst of the times. A lot of people just be bugged out because they don't know, they don't see an end going. I'll step in when you yeah. Hey, man, I got a burn, man. I ain't been out here in a week. Man. Right.
And it was beautiful. The Spirit had us, approach this topic this way, because really, like we said, we kind of wanted to seek into the fruits of the Spirit. But in order to obtain the fruits of the Spirit, we as men have to understand we have to go through the entirety of this process. There ain't gonna be no step skip, man.
That's right, bro.
The Most High. It ain't gonna be no step skip, bro.
And we're a tree. With fruit comes a tree, bro. If we planted a tree right now, like an apple tree, we went to a land and we say, hey, brother, let's go into business and start an apple growing tree company. We plant the seeds. It might be 4, 5, 6 years down the line before the tree's even tall enough or strong enough to even begin to bear fruit.
Right.
Like you're saying, it's a step process to it all. It's just not a microwave in ministry. You know, we aren't hot, you know, plates of frozen food being warmed up. It's a process to it all, man.
Galatians 5.
Take a minute to see the fruits of your labor, man.
Yeah.
That's how Esau got us fucked up. Everybody be thinking that, you know, you can be some 14, 15-year-old NBA prodigy.
This I say then,
That's
walk
your
in
way
the
to
Spirit,
success, but man, in
and
real
ye
life,
shall
it
not
take time.
fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Yeah, walk in the spirit and
Right.
we should not fulfill the lust of the flesh, man. All right. That's the good fight of faith. We had spoke on earlier in Ephesians 4. We are prisoners of hope. A part of our prison is being in this flesh. A part of hope is getting a hell of a relationship.
First 5 years of a relationship might just be building a foundation before you could just.
All right, we got a stable relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Witchcraft and what's trending, you know, lies, spills. You know, there's always something that's trying to veer you towards that.
Deception, man.
Deception. Esau spent billions of dollars on the market just to keep be witness. So when you stand in the spirit, you know, damn near it makes you in that, you know, basically that security area, so to speak. But it tells you that even in with that Judith, with general.
Yeah.
I get that precept.
Mhm.
They were saying that we can't touch the Israelites if their power is with them. And so we got to basically seduce them, having them transgress the law, statutes, and commandments, and that's when we can actually come to play.
Hey, well, that's Revelation the 12th chapter about Esau, our brethren, our false accuser Esau. That's the whole premise of what he's doing unto us on this side. It's all to make us look evil so that the Lord can look at it. He's in his mind, I'm gonna keep them evil so the Lord can feel like, well, I repent for choosing Jacob over Esau. But it's all like you said, from the garden on up to now, this has all been part of the Lord's program. This is our school of wisdom.
Okay, quick time to come back from the captain made that point about the Alpha company, whatever, so to speak. You made me think about this in the law, get the food and jump back.
Come.
Leviticus 19 and 23. When ye shall come into the land, ye shall have planted all manner of trees for food. Then ye shall count the fruit thereof as uncircumcised. 3 years shall it be as uncircumcised unto you.
See?
Ye shall not
Beautiful.
eat.
Yeah, like I said, when the captain had made that analogy with the Alpha company.
Just step in and read it. I'm gonna go in. I want you to.
See, the Most High is very, man, I can't even put words on it. I'm just going to make a point, you know. The Most High is very meticulous, man.
Mhm.
Even the scriptures in 1 Corinthians 14 speak about let all things be done in decency and order. So even with that, even when we came into a particular land, there was a way to even approach and tend to the land.
Yeah.
You wouldn't just go to a land and plant things and just the first season just take up it and consume it. The scriptures say to count that fruit as uncircumcised. Like you ain't even just leave it alone.
Yeah, like blueberries, it might be 3, 4 years. Grapes, it might be 3, 4 years, 5 years before you can begin to start. You just gotta let it grow, fall off, grow again, fall. You gotta let it go 4 years before you can start. Oh, let's now do something with it, bro. That's patience. But Esau with having no type of patience, the fruits, he's all fruits of the flesh. So for him, it's like, man, fuck that. That's why niggas got this energy of, man, I want to get rich quick. That's Esau's mind frame.
Right.
That shit backwards, man. You want to get rich quick, you gonna get poor quick. You moving too fast. You're not setting the foundation up so you can set the foundation and build the stuff. And build the roof.
That's exactly what about it going to the spirit. It's the spirit.
And then going to the point. Your foundation's all jacked up.
Yeah.
Get to the point that I hit you this. Get to the point. Let's say you want to get rich quick and you get it bad. Your mind ain't even built for longevity. You're gonna fuck it up.
You ain't earning. You. Let's be what we say here at Great Millstone through the Spirit. We're taking the steps, man. We're not taking everybody want to take the elevator to the top and be these overnight elders. Nah, man, we taking every step, getting tired, calves is yelling, ankles is hurting like a motherfucker. All right, sweating. But that's where the victory's at, man.
God, it's Ecclesiastes, or the book of Sirach, chapter 2, starting at verse 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience.
Shins burning.
And what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? You know, that was pretty much to the point. You know, woe to you that have lost patience. All right, that lets you know that this spiritual race that we're in, hey, endurance, man.
That's right, bro.
It's all about endurance. And if you feel like you won't have the endurance, ask. Ask and it shall be given unto you.
That's right,
You
bro.
gotta pray for it.
Yep.
You have to pray for it, bro. You have to. Ain't no other way.
And you need hella patience, especially being in a fucking kingdom like this. You know, brothers know, man. There's a lot of this valley of shadow of death, man.
Well, if you look at these different other groups, like Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, but they already had ulterior motives. But you see how quick they sell out just for a bag, just to rub shoulders with Esau.
Yeah.
Right when they got the cake, they ran to white neighborhood. They took all the money that donations, and they ended up, you know, buying mansions off of the backs of all the individuals. They didn't look to try to reinvest into their, you know, the community and things of that nature. But essentially, all these jakes just want to make it here in America.
Yeah.
They don't want deliverance. They don't want to bring up the white man. They don't want
No.
actual, you know,
They don't want sovereignty.
the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, like you said, sovereignty. You know, and that's why any little thing, Esau knows how the psychology of Jake works.
Yes.
They had that one clip that I'm gonna throw it back to.
Ooh.
But I forget what movie it was, but it was dealing with a black organization. I think it was the Black Panthers. And then when you probably know the scene when the dude came in and he had the white girl. And then they was eating like bean burgers, and they had bean beer. They had
Oh yeah.
Talking about,
Don't. I'm gonna get you sucker.
I'm gonna get you sucker. With
Yeah.
the one scene, he was like, "Yo, what happened to the revolution? Basically, what happened to
Yeah.
the revolution?"
The government gave out jobs.
They gave him jobs. So that's how easy it is for a nigga to sell out, man.
It's gift to store up the heart, man.
And then even now, we had jumped down from even that Ephesians 4.
I'm gonna get you sucker.
Occupation, man, at the top. This is the job. We already have
I'm
our
always
main
funny.
occupation. Everything else we're just doing just to make ends meet, man. And hopefully over time a little bit more if we don't fuck it.
Yeah.
That's content.
That's content, man.
God
All right, this is Galatians 5.
That's why Esau might give us reparations, man.
is
Yeah.
he don't want to do that.
Nah, shit, he might do it, man. That'll put niggas to super sleep.
This is Galatians
No, it
5.
ain't really that bad here.
And starting at verse 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit,
Speak about the white
and the
man.
spirit against the flesh. And these are
That'll be a
contrary
bitch trying to fight us.
contrary water. The one to the other. All right, kind of jumping down to verse 22. But the fruit of the spirit is love, joy, peace.
Fruits of the spirit. So we're talking about this whole process for us to get to this point, right? You got one time?
God. But the fruit, in fact, this is Galatians 5:22. But the fruit of the spirit is love.
The fruit of the spirit is love. We have touched on that in the scripture sense from 1 John, the 5th chapter. We're going to the part of that for us is doing this work. We're charged with to do this work. Joy. So it's Revelation 12, kind of on that. Revelation 12 hit. Hey, to a certain extent, they're going to have a level of fear and, you know, circumcision, you know, looking for being circumspect, you know, circumspection. You know what I'm saying? But it's supposed to be a level of joy because what? Yahushua said that what? The freedom of these things that ought to come to pass, they must come to pass for us to inherit the kingdom of heaven. We already know what it is, more or less. We have the big visionary foundation blocks of what's getting ready to happen, man. Yes, sir.
So I have the word joy. The word joy on that mind. This is actually much needed, especially knowing that we understand that we are, right? And through Yahweh Shem Yahshua we have this is the word joy. It says feeling of pleasure and delight.
vision of feeling a pleasure in life. And then think about it is going up, we have to come down a little bit, but going in this chapter, speaking of the flesh versus spirit. So it's not a joy and pleasure in the light of the flesh. It's a joy and pleasure in the light of the spirit, man. You know that we're closer and closer getting the fuck up out of here.
God,
So it's like getting up out of here and being right in the eyes of the Heavenly Father. How about you?
it says feeling of pleasure and delight. It says source of pleasure, happiness. It says joy, inward joy. That's important too. Because there's a lot of spiritual battles that happen in your inward parts. All right. Prime example, we had Job. The person the day he was born. He's going through that mental process. Hey, it's the same as here, man. We go through a lot of mental processes too.
Yeah.
Right? You know, you're seeing what might be a woman or a man, anything, man. All right? You need some joy in your how about Shemiyah Shah to maneuver through this society, man.
Yeah, even from the standpoint of, think about it this way. You catch whatever hell you're going through, but the Lord still is using you. That's the standpoint right there. You still being used. You still in the fight. That alone is to be joyful about, man, to give thanks for, man. That the Most High gave you a spirit. You haven't succumbed to that pressure yet. And you still fighting.
God, it reads joy, peace, long suffering,
Joy, peace with our state too. And we know we jacked up. You know what I'm saying? We know we have to continue to fight. We know that these things that are coming to pass. So that's on the forefront. We're entering in the midst of Jacob's trouble. We know that the division is going to come within our household. The death, the plagues, ultimately the icing on nuclear missiles. We know it, but we're at a certain level, we're at peace with it. We know it must come to pass, right?
God, continue knowing, it reads long suffering.
Long suffering, man. And we can continue to fight however long it takes, man. So brothers have been saying, we've been saying, certain things, even like the captain said, certain things you go through, it ain't gonna be no overnight solution. Certain things will take you 2, 3, 10 years to get over, man. You know? But they give you more opportunity to do what? Pray about it, work on it, with the spirit, fast on it. Certain spirits do not leave but by fasting and prayer. That's more opportunity to fast and pray on certain things.
We do claim.
God, continue knowing, it says gentleness.
Not just being an answer. You be tough like being an answer. Especially when see, one thing about gentleness,
You go through, you're fine.
it really kind of gives you an avenue to be tough. If you maybe handle a situation delicately, then the spirit's like, nah, get on their ass. You just get on them, and then it's over. In the sense that you ain't got to continue to pound them. You sent the message, they weren't getting it, you sent it, hopefully they get it, and you move on. Go ahead, bro.
I got this word gentle for you.
That's what rock came back.
It says well born,
Get back. That's when we'll start.
of noble rank or family.
Which is cool.
Bringing out the key points, it says worthy, noble, of good family, courageous, fine.
We have on that courage. If you look at the courage, it's more of an inward strength. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no bravado and no outward of, you know, all this. Nah, it's an inward strength, man. And that ties in perfectly with gentleness and also that long suffering.
Like the lion in the Wizard of Oz. A lion is a physically massive beast, but in the Wizard of Oz, what did the lion have to go get? Courage. Had to go get heart. You know, so you could, like you say, you could be big and brolic and trapezius muscles, and still be a coward, man.
And it, you know, the scripture speaks about cowards in matter of war. You know, don't consult with a coward in matter of war.
Yep.
And this is the ultimate form of warfare, spiritual warfare. Most jacks don't want to take it to this level when it comes to this.
No.
You know, because you actually have to resist yourself, resist your flesh, resist things that your urges and your lusts and things like that. They give in every single time. Everything they ask, which is the form of being a coward, to be honest.
It is.
And you always cowering behind your emotions, you always cowering behind your lust, and you always trying to run and escape. And like you said, it's a big thing. You know?
The opinions of others. The opinions of others.
Of others. to that word, it says valiant, fine, good, fair, pleasing, graceful. It says or good birth. Yeah.
What's the word again?
Gentle.
Ooh, Jesus.
This is what we need, you know, especially being in this place.
You got to be multifaceted in this society, man. Where we at with it.
God, graceful, pleasing, fine, of noble, of good birth. So that's a noble trait to have, having the spirit of gentleness on. When someone can see it inside of you, like, okay, I can really come to him to my problem, because he carry that gentleness inside of him. He can help me. I can grow. You know?
We're prisoners. We are a beacon of hope on the earth for our people through the Spirit of the Lord. You know, I was at Lowe's last night, and this elderly lady, she was like 75 years old, and she was walking out the door with me, talking about wanting to go to heaven.
Damn.
Like literally talking about heaven. And I was like, hey, well, we gonna see it. It's gonna be beautiful. Like I'm trying to get out the store, and this lady that works there, she's a worker in the self-checkout, and she's talking about heaven and this, that, and the third, because like you said, there's a certain gentleness that we carry. We're not, the scriptures speak about Jake, and Jake is thorns and briars, scorpions, snakes. Those aren't gentle. It's nothing gentle about thorns. But we're trying our best to not be thorns. So people can feel that, and that's what we're gonna use to lead people as well. You can't just be a That's a heavy word, man.
Galatians 5, 1 down to verse 22 again. It says,
I'm trying to buy some fucking pipe for this lady. Like,
meekness,
And then the heaven will be beautiful.
against such,
I'm
there
ready.
is no rock.
All these cars, like I said, it was beautiful.
Hey, where this come from?
Build upon this.
well, we gonna see it.
Because it really highlights that the Most High Yahweh Shemel Shai has a process to this, man. A so-called method to the madness.
Yes, sir.
It was, of course, the Most High is not mad, but this world is in a state of madness and confusion, man. You know, and we don't understand it's only going to get worse. We understand a level of the plagues that's coming to pass, man. Shit, we're in it.
We're in it.
Even when the situation happened a few years ago, it shook everything up.
It changed everything for us.
And you got a lot of people who are still ready to go back to what it was before that. Think it's gonna go back. It ain't no going back. It's a new normal. You know what I'm saying? But all of these qualities and characteristics that we have touched on through the Spirit, these are the qualities that the characteristics that the elect will be obtaining in these days, man. So as we grow and develop in this manner, in this way, don't fight it. You know?
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
If I may add to you, that's heavy because, like you said, everything that's going on in the world around us is gradually breaking people down, but it's building us up. The scriptures speak about the house of David waxing stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxing weaker and weaker. And really, you know, this world has that same mind, you know, because these jakes, they adverse to the house of David. You know, just like when David was doing everything with a kingdom mindset. Whenever he was fighting the different nations, going to war, going to battle, taking over territories, everything was, you know, basically, that's why he was known as beloved in the eyes of the Most High. You know, he was very endeared to him. Because he was always making, they say he was sacrificing, whether it was sacrificing the altar, he made sure everything was restored, you know, for the house. But see, Jacob, they always keep their heads this world, and that's what's leading to their detriment. You know, so we on the winning side. And when you stay into this and you see things crumble, those same things that's crumbling around us, we use them to actually build.
All right, we'll go through. I want to go through a few scriptures dealing with the Spirit of the Lord, how it shall be.
It's like kind of messed up.
Yeah, it's good.
I know this brother here, you know, he's dealing with building of your home, so you got to see some things. So in the spirit, somebody get Mark 6:3. Somebody get it. Look up property. Right? Because there's a spirit to build.
Yes.
What happened?
You know, like
Nah,
the
he
Bible just
said-
the house of David.
I was just trying to tighten up a little bit, but I don't want to do it too tight.
Talks about the house of David, the tabernacles of David.
I know this is to tighten something,
You know,
and this
there's
is
a
to tighten
spirit
something
to these
too.
things, you know. All right, so you got
I think this make it
Matter of fact, you got Mark 6.
Oh, you talking about that right there?
Yeah. I'm gonna show you the ins and outs as well. Yeah.
So if you twisted this, you could turn it faster.
Hold on, let me see
Cause
something.
it's like, you see, if you turn it, it's like slow.
The book of Mark, 6th chapter and verse
Must be
3.
kind of low too.
It says,
You
it's
see
not
this
this
right here?
carpenter, the son of
That's
Mary,
up and down.
the brother of James,
All right.
and Jose,
You twist this.
and Judah,
That's sideways.
Simon, and
So
all
that's-
not his sisters here with us.
This is
They
sideways.
were up,
And this is up and down. Right.
So again, it speaks about the fact that the Lord Yahweh Shai being a carpenter. Because his father Joseph was a carpenter, right? Now, I'm going to go into this and Lord really was edifying and just to show you that really through the Spirit, we're all building here. We're all builders. You know? We're all in the process of becoming high-level spiritual carpenters. All right? You got that in the blue letter?
I do.
Can you bring out carpenter, that word carpenter in the blue letter?
This is H2796, Karash, which is craftsman, artisan, engraver, graver, artificer.
Yeah, so Yahweh Shai had skill. Keep going.
And then moving down to B, it says skillful to destroy.
Yeah, skillful to destroy, because part of building, you know, with anything, before you can start building, you got to tear out. Right? Matter of fact, to prove that point, you get Amos 9 and 11. Alright? Because with any building, even if it's a new site, you got to tear out the trees, you got to move out old dirt, put in new dirt in some cases. There's a process of building. Building is just not starting from zero and moving forward. Sometimes you got to move backwards to then move forward all the way. Okay? All of this all goes hand in hand. That the skill set, like you said, artificer and being a skilled man in those regards. This is why the scriptures use these as metaphors and similes and stuff to show us that what's going on. We're builders. A lot of Jake that come into this truth will fall out. They don't see, because it's hard, like the people who's going into, they don't actually see the building. So it's hard to see progress when you can't physically see the progress. Because in a lot of these job settings, you know it work, people get fucked up in the head through the process. It's too much, man. A lot of people quit. A lot of people quit because of the process. It gets dusty, dirty. You don't see it. You don't see the light of the tunnel sometimes. I'm pretty sure that you build, you be like, yeah.
From the ground
How beautiful. And then as you see that process coming, you're like, oh shit. You see it really closing in and coming together. And then what happens? Your confidence grows. You get more energetic because you literally are seeing it come together. You know, you gotta think about the apostles and elders. They've been building for 30, 40 years now. And they always share the story of the fact that at one point they thought they were just going through the motions until what? The Lord put it on them, the Spirit on them to go on YouTube, and then what happened? That blossom came, and that gave them more fire. We'll probably never understand through the Spirit the evolving of the camps and how that went, the fire that gave to the apostles and elders. Can you imagine what fire that's going to give to us when we see the fruits of our works in the Spirit? We go, oh, it's clearing up. It's cleaning up. We can see it's coming together, closing out. You got something? Yeah, bring out the precept.
It's 1 Corinthians 3 and 10. You had that?
Hey, bring it up. Bring it up, bro.
It says, according to the grace of the Most High, which is given unto me as a wise master builder,
Ooh.
I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon.
Read that again.
1 Corinthians 3 and 10. According to the grace of the Most High, which is given unto me as a wise master builder.
As a wise master builder. That means you're a person that can be thrown in any situation, scenario, and create.
That's really all of us. Through the Spirit, we're all supposed to be there as Israelites. We're builders. And I'm going to go through the scriptures to show you. Yahweh Shai is the ultimate builder. He's the ultimate builder. That when you, it's the spirit of that man, which is a great man, I'm saying it in that way. That's his thing. All right? So read that again, a master build. We're entering into work. This is work. But like I said, you can't see the blocks. You don't hear the skill saws. You don't hear the drills, the hammering, and we don't. That's not what's happening. But in the spirit, it is. So you might be a plumber. You might be an electrician in the spirit. You might be you might work with the concrete. In the spirit, you might be the concrete man. In the spirit, you could be the roofer. Well, it's so many elements that goes into building that just because you don't literally see, you don't see a brother.
Oh, you're good.
Go ahead. Just because in the spirit, you don't see a man over there, hey man, put your light and stuff. Lights is getting put up, man. All right? Finish that off.
It says, and another buildeth thereon, and let every man take heed how he buildeth thereon.
So because the kingdom of heaven has been being built, again, since Yahushua came on the scene and prior to that. But really, when the Lord came on the scene, that's why he kept saying what? Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. That was when the real truth, when Yahushua came on the scene, it was a lot of building going on. That's when he gave the keys to David. It was a lot of building, and we've entered now back into that work to finish the job. All right? You got it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a little more on it. It says a fabricator or any material.
A fabricator of any material, you can build, building, working with your hands. But we're doing it spiritually right now. But in the spirit, physically to the carnal, you got to tap into that. That's why I wanted you to be up here in the spirit and chime in, because see, you going through that, you're getting to see firsthand it don't build. See, Jake in the world, Esau don't want us to build. Esau, the scripture say when you teach your sons, what does it say? You teach your sons, you basically what does it say about your enemy? You grieve the enemy. That's what it's about. It ain't about, like we said, now Jake spent thousands of hours goddamn creating my player on 2K and shit. Jake be the ultimate 2Kers, ultimate Madden players, Call of Duty. When they ass is supposed to be in the spirit of knowing how to build shit. These are common things that this isn't necessarily a black man thing. No, this is just man shit, man. Man, Jake don't even know how to change tires. Jake don't own, Jake don't, shit. Those things are a little, I'll give those things. Jake don't know how to hammer a nail, man.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Speaking of that, we got men that are on the site volunteer. They
don't even know how to nail a hammer.
They goddamn hammer, man.
Can you see it?
Like women.
Don't know how to nail a hammer, don't know how to use a drill.
I bet he know how to.
On the straight line, right?
Yeah, he does.
Because Jake this world don't allow for men to be men. See, that's what we're supposed to be doing on a regular basis. But in this world, they want to keep you in these office settings, working bullshit things that don't really evolve you as a man. All of us should be working with our hands. Yeah, I can do this real quick. It's a spirit to it, you know? This is gonna go on.
Okay.
All the kids they stayed in the house.
Esau created simulators that fucked it all
Okay.
up. Now instead of actually doing it, you go into log into your computer, and now you're a fireman doing that, or you're building a house on the VR. That ain't real. Or you driving big rigs and moving material. Go be a fucking truck driver. Virtually.
Yes.
Come on now. Now, if you doing something virtually to learn how to do it in real life, go on. That's just evolving of the skill, you know. Keep going with that, man.
Yeah.
Still building on the word carpenter.
Maker, mason, skillful, smith, worker,
Smith.
workman, such as wrought.
Yeah, see?
That's it.
See, so the Lord being, now I want to go into this to show you how basically, Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, is basically the ultimate architect. Right? Now, these are all terminologies that as a man, we all should know. But Esau doesn't want us to know these things because why? It opens your mind to be more of a visionary. That's why I said I know through the spirit, what you're going through and seeing a house go from 0 to 100 is opening your eyes to being to visually seeing things. A lot of Jake ain't visually seen nothing come together in their life ever. They've never seen a beginning point, figure out the steps to get to the end.
Carpentry online, Edamon online. So, late 14th century, art of cutting, framing, and joining bricklaying. Goes down to carriage making.
I said the art of.
Cutting, framing, and joining.
You understand? It's literally art. It's art. Every aspect of building, especially a house, is an art. And that's why the Lord, again, think about it. Think of this as spiritual. When the Lord put his spirit in the beginning and said, I'm going to have you come through Joseph, right? You come into the earth. Joseph could have been a doctor. Joseph could have been a farmer. He could have been a fisherman. No, his father was a carpenter. Because in the spirit, when you really understand Yahweh Shai in the flesh when he came on the earth, that man was a builder. We're gonna touch on King Solomon. King Solomon, man, what, 14 years on his own house? 7 on the Lord's house? That's what, 21 years of building. Every day you hear, I'm going electric sword. You never know, man, the spirit, man, they might have had water powered saws and shit. I don't think all of this is all of the stuff that we see that the scripture says is nothing new under the sun. It's all an evolution of something, you know. Keep going with that, bro.
It says Latin carpentaria, mid carriage makers, workshop for medieval Latin carpenters shop. From 1550s, timber work made by carpentry.
So here we are. The Lord is the ultimate, like we said, going back to the point of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh is the architect, the chief architect. The chief architect, matter of fact, look up the word architect. Right? Because an architect is the person that comes up with the blueprints.
I got blueprint.
We're gonna go through all of this. Go ahead.
On the Edgemon online blueprint now, something intended as a guide for making something else.
Yeah, so the Lord is the designer, the architect. He came up with the design to give to Yahweh Shai. So like imagine this, right? We're just visually showing it, right? Like basically like you're the Lord and you're like, oh no, I'm like Yahweh Shai. And it's like, okay, so you want a house with, you want gold plated here. Okay. You want how big? Okay. You want open floor plan? Okay. Okay. And then it's like, then what happens? Then I'm gonna tell you how. Okay, I'm gonna take. It's gonna need me. I need 144,000 men to do the job. You know, they're gonna need this amount of pay in this regard. Okay, and then you cut the check. That's what the Lord literally is doing in the spirit. Literally, like you see what I'm saying? Like the Lord literally gave a blueprint to the Lord, to Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai hired out another head, King David, to lead in the building of the house of David. You see what's going on here? Yeah, delegating. All right. Any more of a blueprint?
That's it.
Architect. This is an architect, Edamon online. A person skilled in the art of building. One who plans and designs buildings.
One who plans and designs buildings.
If I could say,
Supervises their construction.
Supervisor. Who's supervising them? Yahweh Shai, through the Lord, but is using men really in the spirit, which is going to be ultimately King David. Right? Go ahead, bro.
I can say too, we talking about the building, the process of building and, architects and all that. Part of that process is knowing the materials and the supplies and all those things that you need. Like you can't build a house if you don't got no fucking wood.
That's spirit.
You know what I'm saying? You can't build a house. You ain't got no nails. You ain't got the tools. You ain't got a hammer. You ain't got a saw.
If I can chime in,
Tool belt.
that's the most important part. Counting the cost.
Counting
Having
the cost.
everything organized, having manpower, having, like you said, nails, the wood to actually build the frame. All of that was the prepping of it. It took us longer than the actual building of it when it started to go up.
Yeah.
You know, having 2x4s here, you know, having floor staged over here.
Yeah, set up.
Yeah, having everything staged to make it easier going with the capital cost.
That's beautiful.
This is Luke 14 and 28. For which of you intended to build a tower, sit up not down first and count up the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it.
That's what happens to Jake. They come into this truth. They don't have a builder's mind frame. So they don't count the cost. Oh, they just start. There is no just starting a job. Like you said, the biggest part, one of the biggest parts in doing it is also the prep work. You got to be skilled in knowing. Okay, I'm doing flooring. So I need this amount of flooring for a 500 square foot area, and I need material for this, that, and the third. Because see, a lot of times you may bid for a job or negotiate it, and you be afraid to say what it really is because you just want the number, so you'll undercut yourself. You knowing good and goddamn well that's a $4,000, $5,000 job. Just throwing a number for visual sake, right? But then you come behind it and say, I could do it for $2,500. And then you going back to the owner or whoever with that spirit of, I need some more money. No, that's not how this works. You negotiate, you get what you negotiate in life. So if we're negotiating with the Lord, I'm gonna need this in the spirit, plus this, plus that, to continue the job. 144.
Got a quick precept.
Yeah, hold it. Go ahead, somebody's gonna say.
If I may add, you mentioned skill, because that's a part of the prep work too. You can have all the materials in the world, but if you don't know how to use it, you know, if there ain't nobody taught you how to use it,
you just destroying material.
Yeah.
Like I said, probably a lot of people come out there and volunteer and be fucking up shit.
Yeah, fucking up shit, quitting. Motherfuckers start and leave before the end of the day.
Go to lunch and don't come back.
Lunch, don't come back. Motherfuckers sit in the car.
Complaining like a complaining like a hoe. They didn't count the cost, and above all, they don't know how to see through the dust. When you working on job sites, that's why I said the spiritual Lord was a carpenter. He saw it. You got to be able to see it through like that building that's being built over there, right? Bro, they had to literally visually see a starting point, and then there's going to be points where you're going to meet where you don't even see it coming together, but you got to keep working. You got to keep working to get to the point of, oh, you got your towel and you're wiping yourself out. Done.
Because it's points in the building. But then, when that piece comes together with what somebody's doing over there, and it all comes together, then you start getting the vision. You gotta, oh, shit. So they really have shit for no reason. So that's how it is in training. Things make you knowledge that you may not necessarily see He's supervising the building. Right? So you may not see it, and you may not know what outside vision is fully, but when you're working with the finally see it come together, you know it's all worthwhile.
That's right. That's why it says, though it tarry, wait for it.
I'm telling you. Because see, like you said earlier, we're all builders in this house, but we're all not the same skill, the same duty. Like I said earlier, you might be an electrician. How about this? I was meditating this earlier when I was coming up with this. When you think about a wall, right? Putting a wall up. You know how many people might touch that same wall? I would say from experience. I'm okay with it. You can add to it. When I was thinking about it like this, right? Somebody got a frame. Yeah.
So we're not got the frame.
Oh, see, well, what I'm saying, like processes. Think about it like this, right? You got the frame. That's one person. Frame the wall. Then you got a sheetrock person. That's a whole nother person. Now, one person may very well be skilled to do it all, But in generally, when you're dealing with something like this, it wasn't one person that did all them different jobs. You had the framer come in. Then the next person comes in, the drywall. That's the sheetrock. The person who lays the sheetrock is not the person who that's you gotta get the insulation in there. Hell, you can say you can really right in the spirit. You gotta put the plumbing in the wall.
Yep.
You gotta put the electricity in the wall.
Yep.
You understand how much goes into building a wall?
So you got the paint.
Somebody got painted.
I was gonna say before the paint, so the framing, electrical, plumbing, the insulation. You got the sheetrock. Before we get to there, before the sheetrock goes up, you got another person that's going to come in and mud it.
Let me hit you with this. Once somebody get the frame up, I forget what they call it, the on-site manager or
Contractor.
whoever's in charge, you gotta come check and make sure that shit's straight.
Make sure it's straight.
Because if it's not level, let's say, because a lot of people don't know how to use the level thing.
It's got to be square.
Yeah.
The wall's got to be square. Because the scriptures speak about that.
Yeah. Oh,
The
yeah.
scriptures speak about the plummet line.
Plumb line.
Plumb lines.
They also talk about it, the frame fitly framed together.
Get that scripture.
Yeah.
Because again, this is, see, like the scriptures, we always say, start with our apostles and elders. If you don't know history, you can't know the Bible. But there's certain concepts that are taught throughout the scriptures that if you really aren't coming from that mind frame, you're not going to really understand what's going on. You just are echoing what you've heard somebody else say. But literally, the Lord, if the Lord was a carpenter and we are in His image, what do you think you got to be? You may not be physically skilled with these things or have to do the things that we're talking about. But in the spirit, you got to have the same mind frame as these guys walking up and down the street with a construction house. Hell, in the spirit, I see now why the apostles and elders are heavy on us. And man, you got to put the time in. Man, it's time that goes into, man, time on job sites move different than regular time, man.
You're right, bro. Like I say too, some of those know I used to drive a cement truck. So I remember certain sites we had to get there. Like you were saying, we have like a little pump machine.
I was talking about yeah.
And you put the concrete in there. I remember there was one guy who got sent back home and got one like $2,000 off his check because we didn't like material for the ceiling.
See?
You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, they measure. Then they have like 400 employees, about like 400 different people. I remember working actually downtown on these big buildings where you have people who work underground. You wouldn't even know they're underground. And then you have people who work on the actual floor level that you can actually see. And then people above, like cranes and stuff like that.
It's all different.
It's like 24
all in
hours.
the same world, but every different parts. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like I said, back to the wall. Think about it. We said, we got to the point. We got to skim the walls. The person who comes in and seals them, that's a whole other person. That's not the same person as the person that put the sheetrock on the front. How about the fact that who comes after the person that does that? The painter. You see how many people literally go into the process of building a wall? That's why the scriptures say, judge not another man's servant, a man's servant. Because why? Like the brother said, Yahweh Shai is the ultimate general contractor of all this. He's in control. He sees the whole thing. All right, today the framing got to be done. Then we got to make sure Yahweh Shai is literally working with King David with building this like, all right, then we got to make sure that the electric go up because by the end of the week, we got to get these walls up, man. All right, we're on a timeline. All right? Because when? It's all got to be built before Yahweh he's going to visit the earth, as it says, right? You see how, like, we're all on a time period, so we all got to work. Look it out.
This is 1 Peter chapter 2, starting at verse 5. You also, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house, a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High, by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
Spiritual building. So you got to see everything we said, like we're using as physical examples. You got to see that that's what's literally happening in the spirit. And if you can't see the progress, you can't see the fact. Like when we say we did closely, or we did closely, what are we really saying to you? We're saying literally that we're closing out this house building. We're building up the temple, the third temple as we speak. So we're literally, the closeout. That's that close, like I said, that's when you you got clean tiles and you wiping your steps up. Because the goal of any build, a good build in the spirit of my opinion, is you should not be able to see that somebody was working on this. Does that make sense? Like a job site should look like nobody did anything. It looked like it just appeared there. That's how you know it was that's how you know it was a good build. You don't see no errors and like, damn, you just thought it just appeared like that.
Yeah, it got the blue tape still on it.
Yeah, you know, it got shoe prints, you know what I'm saying? All that shit's supposed to be gone.
Glass all, the mirror dirty, got handprints.
Mirror dirty,
still.
and, you know, sawdust everywhere. But in the spirit, when the realtor and the homeowner or whoever's coming, they should just be like,
It's a beautiful house.
beautiful bit, all of it. And that's what we pray that when Yahweh Shai comes back, that our works, okay, yeah, he's pleased with it, you know? All right, any more to that?
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 6. Wherefore also it is contained in the scripture, behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth on him.
Yeah, Yahweh Shai is that chief cornerstone. He's the foundation, okay? Again, one thing that I've learned in my experience of working on job sites like that, I have a high level of respect for the foundation workers. You need a man, you see the foundation get put in? That's some hard work, man. That might be the hardest part of a build. Women are real blunt. That's why, again, I would have to say that. Because what did the scripture say about Peter, John, and they were the pillars in the house, right? But you know what? A foundation is really like, pillars is really an extension. When you put pillars in the front of your house, that's an extension of the foundation. You get what I'm saying? So you know as well, you can speak on it too, that concrete work. Man, that's hard work, man.
Yeah, you know, the foundation includes digging for the pipes, septic tank and all that, the gas lines. Sometimes electrical lines be underground.
Exactly.
Sometimes cable lines.
So you gotta account for all of that. On top of you gotta account for spirit. Go ahead.
Oh, you gotta be, the people that deal with the foundation gotta be aware of the zones too. You can't cross over into another man's property. You gotta watch the property lines.
Watch all of that.
I was talking to my father-in-law a couple weeks back, and he was telling me when he used to work at his job, they dealt with the architecture and all that shit. He said that there was this one guy, they gave him all the work because he was fast, and he was work from home and shit and all that. He said there was this one project they was doing, they was building these apartments, and it was like, they was almost done and shit. And the guy, the manager, whoever,
What do they call those people?
not foreman, but
Like the permit people. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Code inspectors, yeah.
Code inspectors, yeah.
So he said one of the inspectors came out and saw that they were building they crossed the line.
Gotta tear all that shit out.
Cost them $10 million. They had to tear all that shit down. I was like, damn, for
Well,
that one
see-
fucking mistake,
Well, see that
scrapped all that.
that should be happening with houses too. Like house complexes, you might have a neighborhood, and there could be some houses that sit on county lines or city lines, so they have to pay taxes for both cities. So say like you lived in Smyrna, but you live on the Marietta and Smyrna line, and it like split your house down the middle, you have to still pay both taxes from both cities.
See?
It's fucking crazy.
But it's important to do the job as it's stated. That's why even in the spirit, we what? Sometimes we're told things to do. You may not understand, but you gotta do it.
Gotta do it.
Because what? It's a skill of somebody overseeing it and knowing, no, that will do this, this, and this. And you say, what the fuck we call these people? Why are we doing this?
See, that's the spirit. Because, you have multiple workers when it comes to like building a structure.
Oh, well, you ain't listening.
Oh, so like, you already said this?
Keep going.
Okay, because like the Lord is the architect, right? Yeah. So you're just getting the information and the blueprint from the architect. So what is it for you to complain about, building whatever? The architect,
I don't want to switch right here.
Right.
I want it right here.
the architect knows the jurisdiction
You're just hired to build the shit. No, well,
Yeah.
speaking in a sense carnally, you're just the architect. Don't give a goddamn how the Issacharites feel. Just build the shit. I know the jurisdiction. I know where it's gonna be.
I'm the thinker.
There you go.
Think about it. Like we said, we were going into the fact that Yahweh is like the ultimate chief. He's like the chief architect.
Right.
He came up with blueprint. And then Yahweh Shai is like the general contractor.
Right.
And then like King David is like the next underneath that
Right.
to deal with the 144,000 in this build that we're doing.
Right.
We're the laborers.
We're the laborers.
Now, as you become, you might, like you were saying, like you're saying, you might be sheetrock. You might be the first guy on the job. Somebody gonna tell you, teach you what a sheetrock is, teach you the tools, make sure you got everything. And then over time, you may evolve where now you can teach the next person.
Hey, see, that's spiritual too, because in the production of a house, a building of a house, of course, I spoke about the people who lay the foundation. That wave comes in first.
Yeah.
Right? The electricians don't come in until the house is damn near finished. So those are like the 11th hour Israelites. Us, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? The ones who laid the foundation are the apostles.
That's what I was trying to go into. Like,
Oh,
that's
you
exactly
got it. You got it.
I got a precept on
Bring
that.
it on.
This is Ephesians 2, points in 20, but I want to start at 19. Now, therefore, you are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of the Most High, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets.
It's foundation. The apostles, they are the foundation. That's why they have a rugged spirit. A lot of people are offended by their tone, their roughness,
Their austerity.
their austerity. Because again, if you understand, like we're saying about foundational building, that is a rugged work. See, certain things is like certain elements of work, and that shit is kind of slick, sexy. It's kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like
Jackhammer.
well, in the sense of like the closing in work, right? Like a guy that paints, you know, it's smooth. Yeah, he might spray it, or he might use a paintbrush, like ooh, something slick, right? But you know, certain things are more. The detail work is pretty. Everybody love that, but that foundation and the tools in concrete work is heavy. The concrete is heavy. It's dirty. It's dust. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot of bending over. You gotta sit out there. You gotta sit with it. You can lay a driveway. You can't just be like, when the people that did this shit right here, when they put it, they framed it out, and they put the concrete in these blocks. They didn't just be like, all right, put the concrete there. All right, we out of here.
I just say, man, I remember going out there at like 2 fucking a.m. I didn't go home until 6, 7 p.m. That's how long that shit was.
See, that's why I said, you could be an Edomite. Edomites that work in the concrete, but they got my respect. Nah, I'm for real. Real talk. You could be, if you were Edomite and you work in concrete, you have my respect.
You ever just sit there and watch satisfying videos of bricklayers?
Yes.
Bro,
Yeah.
they be it like a bro, that shit be clean as fuck, bro. How they be doing it. You know, it's a true skill. You know Jordan Peterson, right?
Yeah.
You remember he has that analogy of the bricklayers because women want to talk about equality. It's like, well, 95% of bricklayers are men. Why don't y'all make that equal? Because labor like that is a man's job.
It's only it's a special kind of man's job.
Right.
Not even just a
Man's job,
it's
right.
any man's job. That's why it ain't no women doing it.
Right.
Because you got to fit. Again, like the brother was speaking on the concrete brick laying and that element of working, right? When you deal with that energy, you got to visually see it. You got to sketch lines and you got to see your line. Most women aren't visually sound like that, okay? Bring it up.
Numbers 27 and 16. Let the Lord, the God of the spirits of all flesh, set a man over the congregation.
Because men have the vision, right? Us being built up, being spiritual carpenters back then, man, we're gaining a whole new level of visionaries. Again, at one point, this building that we have behind us, it wasn't here. It was whatever was here. It could have been trees. It could have been a parking lot. But somebody saw and said, hey, you know what? We can put this here. And they visually saw it from nothing here. And you said your house. Visually, it just was trees there. It went from trees and raccoons and squirrels in the yard and all that shit to, you know, like put a house right here, putting a fire pit in the backyard, put a driveway over here, you know what I'm saying, put a park. You visually saw it all. That's why y'all brothers ever watched that show Love It or List It on HGTV? You seen that show, right? So on the show, basically it's a couple of households, right? Man and woman. And they be like, oh well, you know, you could stay in your house, right? Stay in your house and we could bring out the computer and like, you know, you could tear this wall down, you could put this over here and put that over there, and do this and do that. Tell me if I'm lying. The women on the shows, the wives, 9 times out of 10, they always want the new construction bill. Why do they want the new? You think they want the new construction bill because it's new? No, because they visually can't see you turning the space from what it is to what it's going to be. Women don't see that shit.
They don't understand, renovating.
Women do not understand renovation. That's a special kind of woman that can see renovation.
Because there's some that I be seeing on YouTube, but not a lot.
Rare, it's a far and few. That's a good woman. That's a good spirit to have.
But they have a man behind them.
It's a team.
Yeah, it's a team.
On HGTV,
It's never by themselves.
It's a team. They're literally. The man be over what? The hard shit. The woman be over the internal shit. The interior decorator. That's teamwork.
Right.
But you don't ever see it where the man is.
Unless she's a fucking
Right.
fly.
Right? You don't see the wife and she got tool belt. You know, we can tear this wall down, put brick wall here, and you know, you don't see that like that. All right?
Nigga's a firefly.
Come on now. Any more of that? Was it on that? Now let's get you got something?
Yeah, he got to finish that.
finish this
Yeah,
out.
you got to finish.
Finish it out. You should get something too. Let's go back to that Luke 14. Yep.
Ephesians 2:20, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yahushua HaMashiach himself being the chief cornerstone, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth unto a holy temple in the Lord, in whom you also are builded together for a habitation of the Most High through the Spirit.
See, we are the third temple. So we're the builders and we're the material.
You said the habitation of the man?
See that?
Mm-hmm.
We're the builders and the material.
That's what you're saying.
That's why, bro, you gotta have patience, man. You gotta have all the patience in the world to understand that we're the sacrifice and the sacrificer. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? We're the priest, we're the sacrifice, we're the altar. We're all, it's a lot of facets. Yes.
Had to be long suffering and the truth, like we used to live. So right now, definitely long suffering. You gotta see the vision. You gotta visualize what you see in this
Don't let the big vision. Do you know how much, I mean, there's wickedness in this society, but do you know all of these buildings that we stand on? You know how much vision you had to have?
Yo, I remember in middle school, there was this little fat fuck Edomite I went to school with, right? This nigga was always in the back of the class, drawing. And he was just freestyling that shit, man. He'll do a house one day. He'll do another house the next day. He'll go through all 6 periods just
drawing,
sketching.
Just know he's probably amazing today.
That nigga's probably a millionaire now.
He's probably a fucking billionaire, man.
Right. Bro, I was like, what the fuck? You know, this little kid, this motherfucker had his ruler. Mm-hmm. He had the, what's that little protractor, whatever that shit called. He had all that shit. I'm talking about his dimensions
Man, this nigga was cold with it. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? But now that I think about it, I'm like, yo, this little fat fucking nigga is probably rich as hell.
It's not only about foresight, but it's about creativity as well.
Oh,
You know, you have to have a creative mind to create something. Yeah, exactly.
We are gods.
God,
We're
yeah.
gods. We're created. That's how you know in the spirit of heaven. Hold on. Get John 14 and 1. You still get that and finish that read.
cold with that shit.
Finish this thing.
Luke 14 and 28 again, it says, for each of you intended to build a tower, sitteth not down first, and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it. Least happily, after he have laid the foundation, and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him.
Yeah, because it's a terrible thing that shows that you really ain't. See, and I learned in this last week, because I was MIA, bro. Some of y'all brothers don't know. Last week, man, I never worked that many hours ever in my life in 1 week, man. I worked like 100 hours last week. All right, 100 hours from last Sunday to last night. Well, all of that shit was in work, bro. In a 48-hour spell, I might have got like 5-6 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's about 5-6 hours of sleep. If you work about 100 hours a week, you're gonna get about 5 hours of
Telling
sleep.
you. But then in the process of that, I was like, I see why Jake be popping this shit.
You don't have to.
Yeah, that's why
I was about to say.
When Jake be bad,
Already got the math down.
Man, I met a Jake years ago, right?
Because you work with damn near 16 hours a day. You got 2 hours to chill, you get off.
He came out of camp one time, we got fall asleep. This nigga name was, his nickname was
full-time, 40 hours.
Sheetrock Shout.
Yeah, he left that
That was
night.
his name, bro. I was laughing at this shit on the show. Because it hit me.
Average about 90,
Jake be
95,
popping this shit.
98 hours a
Because
week.
if you work on enough job sites, you be like, in every world of it, if you was talking about a brick, this one guy I remember working with years ago. Back in my day, he said, man, I had like 3 people with me, man. I had one throw that water gun, and I'm just moving down the line. Everybody talk their shit.
Yeah.
Because they know that they got the skill. Like, hey, you throw me anywhere, I do that shit. So it comes with a level of pride. Because you know what you're capable of doing.
Right.
All right? But if you don't even process how to know, like, all right, I'm building a 3,000 square foot area. I don't need enough lumber for 3,000 square feet. I don't need enough nails for 3,000 square feet. If you don't know how to do that shit, that's going to show that you out of your league and you really don't got the skill to match yourself.
Because you ain't got the logistics.
Because you don't even understand the logistics and the moving parts.
And it's like, all right, it's a 6 foot 2x4, right? And that's part of the wall. It's 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2
Right.
here. That's 8 nails on one.
Because then what happens if you didn't understand?
One beam.
Oh, I gotta go to the store. Now you killing your progression. You killing momentum.
Right,
Because
right.
now, fuck, we don't got enough nails. Oh shit. You got some money on it. Oh shit. Store. Oh shit.
Lost the whole
you done
day.
threw the whole day on.
Count
Now they gotta order it. All of you just would have knew, like the brother just said. All right, we got this amount of oil,
Count
this
the
amount of
cost.
studs, we need this amount of nails. You done fucked up. Bring it up.
This is the book of Proverbs 24 and 27. It says, prepare thy work without, and make it fit for thyself in the field, and afterwards build thine house.
That was good right there.
That's clean.
That's clean. You see how, again, the scriptures is, the spirit of carpentry and building in the scriptures is amazing. And our Lord, and we were saying, Pastor Paul, before you got out here, tell us that in Mark 6 that the Lord was a carpenter. So if he's a carpenter, and we are joint heirs with him, we're working with him, what the hell does that make us?
Right.
So we got all these scriptures. Paul was using different fighting scriptures. But Yahushua, bro, man, Yahushua might be the best builder ever. Man. Ever.
He built the world.
Just as
Colossians first
just
chapter.
as much as King David was probably, like we say, was probably the greatest warrior ever. King David, Yahushua he's man in the spirit of a builder.
That goes back to Solomon.
Solomon, I was getting ready to say.
What was it?
You know, I got a religious warrior.
Oh, okay.
you know,
What
he-
was it, like 20 years?
Yeah, like 21 years.
21 years?
14 to 7, right?
It was 14 for the temple?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo,
14 for his house, 7 for the temple. Okay.
So again, that's 21 years
13.
of just all you hear is
13. I think it's 13. Oh, but for his house. For his house. What was that? Second?
First King. First King.
Sabbath song. Bro, I was at work, man. Do you understand? Man, I got home last night. I had to work a little bit. And the Sabbath came in last night. I had to work a little bit. I was like, I can't wait to the Sabbath. See, this world don't even make us yearn for the Sabbath because we don't really work. We keep the Sabbath because we know it's holy. But I'm talking in the spirit of it. Man, when you bust your ass for 6 days, you want that Sabbath, man. You don't want to do nothing on that Sabbath. You don't want to have a bed. You don't want to do nothing. You just want to just relax.
First.
Sabbath. And the other days you be like, yeah, it's a Sabbath. You just keep it moving because it's not really worn out. The whole week negative.
Oh, so Salakia, it was 13 years for his house.
It was 13?
Yeah, and then 7 for the temple.
Okay, Salakia. I always kind of guess I rounded
Yeah,
up.
you know.
Did you have some or where we at?
I just want to finish
Just
Let's close these things out. See, and that's a spirit too. I want to throw that out there too. That's how you build confidence in yourself too. It's completing stuff. See, like you,
Bro, you be feeling good after it.
when you building and you see like, shit, okay, we got that done. Hell yeah, let's go. Because at first you be like, damn, I don't even see no end in sight.
But you know what? If I can say, I do that shit at work. I'm like, all right, I gotta knock that shit out, knock that out. Get through the day, like, bam, that shit's done. And then, I don't get mad no more. I be like, fuck it, I just got shit to do.
Yeah.
Bam, all right, them pallets are wrapped, they ready to go.
Complete the
Oh, man, I'm
task.
just chilling now. Shit, y'all,
If you
I
complete
get that.
tasks, it literally gives you energy. Yeah, let's keep going.
You feel because you feel accomplished.
Right,
Yeah,
like,
feel like
in
you
the
did
house,
something.
shit.
Right.
By the time you start,
Well, you did.
Let's just keep working, man.
Yeah, work like
Y'all
that.
go home. I'm gonna keep going.
You know what? I ain't even gonna get mad. Listen,
Momentum.
get this shit done.
It's mental.
Momentum.
Momentum, yes. And it builds. You just get. It's an energy to it. It's contagious. Typically, when you working on a job, the last days be the longest because wow, let's finish that work. So let's finish out that work.
I want to bring out this precept that I think is first, real quick. First Corinthians 14 and 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
Come on, man. It's like the brother said. A lot of, really. Well, I want to say we're 11th hour. We're not 11th hour Israelites. But in the spirit, like you were saying, like 11th hour Israelites, like you come in this work again, you might be landscaping.
Right.
You know, landscaping is just as important as a house as well.
Right.
So you might be the person. All right, everything done now. I'm gonna put some these bushes underneath this window and some straw. You know, I'm gonna put a stone because the person that lays, you might have marble inside your house, but the person that lays the stones outside might be a completely different.
That's right.
You might want a stone path.
Yeah.
Right.
You get what I'm trying to say? All of these things are really important, but that's the, like you said, that's the end. The roofer don't come out day one.
Right.
You
Yeah,
don't
like for
need
what?
a roofer the first day of the job.
Right. Right.
You ain't even built the frame.
$2, nigga.
Fucking refrigerators getting delivered in cabinets. Trying to work around cabinets and rain and shit.
Nigga, we still outside.
We ain't even got no roof up.
You be looking at the general contractor like, man, this guy's tripping. Why the hell? You come to the job site, you like, bro, why the hell is cabinets out here? We ain't even got walls and nowhere to go. Who told you to buy cabinets and toilets?
Right.
And it rains, and now that's where the monkey comes in. Like, man, this guy's a fucking idiot. This guy's a retard. And let all things be done decently and in order.
That's right.
The foundation was the concrete workers. That was apostles. They had to do what they did. We're not, like I said, that's why if you be humble, we're not foundation builders here. So why would you come with this arrogance as if you are a foundational piece in this?
Right.
If you guys out there that if you volunteering to build a house and you trying to call shots, that's out of order. The
Oh,
house lead
okay.
done put us on the task.
Damn, for real?
We finished. I think we should go ahead.
I think you should shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You should just stand there until somebody tell you
I
what the
think
fuck
we
to do.
should wait on the men that are that expertise
Right.
in this tell us the next step of what to do, bro. You're a volunteer. Chill out.
Right.
You out of order. You know,
Jake, man.
Jake, Esau, they don't know how to work in order, man.
But they know that was your house.
And don't touch your house until he tells you. Right.
You humble, they don't even know it's your house. Like, nigga, this my house, man.
Niggas, man, that's why niggas fail in life. You want to make a point, bro? No, I think we should bring it out. You got a John 14.
Let not your heart be troubled. To believe in the Most High, believe also in me. That's verse 2. In my Father's house are many mansions.
So here it is again. The Lord has given us, this is the best company to ever be a part of. Right?
Yeah.
All right? The
Right.
blueprints, perfect. There's no errors. Every room, everything about it is perfect. That's why the foundation of the apostles of old, John, Peter, James, going back to the times of Yahushua, that's why when the kingdom is going to actually literally be built, their names is going to be on it.
Right?
That's how big of a foundation that they laid, that their names are actually going to be inscribed in it.
It's like a painting, and you see at the very bottom corner,
Yeah.
the artist.
Exactly.
Right.
They were a major part in this. And Lord willingly, our names be in that the book of remembrance because we are putting the work in.
No. You know, like you be walking on the sidewalk, and you'll see somebody there.
Put the name on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And concrete before it dry.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
Right?
Jay loves that.
John 14:2. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go prepare a place for you.
See, the Lord is still building. You understand? Oh, when I was thinking about this, I'm like, the Lord is like, the Lord is literally the spirit of building. The Lord is a builder. Like, even though he's not here, he's not sitting on the throne twiddling his thumbs. He's not, as he's saying, he's still building. Like, in Esau, if you study, like, what is that, astrology? Not astrology, astronomy. Thank you. When you study astronomy and so on and so forth, they know, them top level physicists, they know that literally the heavens are still expanding. Yeah. That's why when Esau, you think, oh, there's a planet here that look like this. And that's just the Lord revealing some old shit probably. Hey, y'all can see that. Hey, y'all like that, man? You know how, again, like how Jake do. Oh, that's something I do, that's some light. I did that a while ago,
Lord probably did.
No, that's something I did, but I'm on to something else. That's what's happening. Because the Lord is all, bro. That's how you know when the Lord came in the flesh 2,000 years ago. See, it's easy for us in the flesh to be like, hey, we ain't dealing with no women. See, you understand that the Lord had to cut off in his spirit to not build? Do you realize, matter of fact, somebody get Matthew 8. Oh, get Matthew 8:20.
You said he had to cut off. What
He had to cut off the spirit of building.
Oh, okay.
He was doing the ministry, he was spiritually building. What I mean is, bro, listen to the scripture. I'll make a point to you.
Matthew chapter 8 and verse 20. And Yahushua said unto him, the foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath not where to lay his head.
So here it is, this is Yahushua. Mark 6:3 lets us know he was a carpenter by trade. I always use this as an example, the fact that to cut people with the idea of church building. If the Lord being a carpenter, why didn't he build a church? That would have been in his realm if church building was important. Why didn't he build a church? But now, like dealing with all of this and involving that thought, alcohol causing problems. But in the spirit of it, if Yahushua, you don't think Yahushua didn't have a home to live in? Why didn't he could have built himself a home? He was a carpenter. You don't think he had the skill set to say, hey, you know what, let me make sure I got me a house to live in.
hey, the apostle, hey, Peter, come over, man.
Yeah, because you know, they said, you remember when they said, they was like, oh yeah, that's the carpenter's son. Joseph, he had to be well known as a carpenter.
Yeah.
Just for them to say, oh, that's the carpenter's son, like for him to have that title, that's like when you go to you take your car to a mechanic shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got everybody oil change, brake guy, and so down the line. But then they say, oh, the master mechanic ain't in yet. He'll be in a little later. That's the man right there.
Mm-hmm.
That had to be his father.
Had to
have been for them to say, oh yeah, that's the carpenter's
That's why
son.
we're saying through the spirit. That's how you know that it was all set up in the spirit for that.
Yeah.
Like we said, Joseph could have been a physician.
A fisherman.
He could have been a fisherman. He could have been a herdsman. He could have been a warrior. He could have been any trade. But the Lord had it spit that he gonna come through his carpenter. He gonna learn.
Ooh, that's the spirit. Why none of the other disciples were weren't of that profession. Yahushua had to teach him. Yep. Yahushua had to teach him to be the carpenter, like a builder.
They had to put him in the spirit of God.
Right. That's
See,
crazy.
it's spiritual,
Yeah.
right? You see what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
This hit me. I was like, nah, I'm gonna write this. We're gonna go through this, man. You know. Now, did you read John?
That is spiritual. So what?
Go ahead with it.
John 14:3. And if I go and prepare a place
I
for
wanna
you,
watch.
I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also.
That's it. So we're gonna go into the kingdom of heaven with Yahushua and we're gonna continue this building that we're doing. See, the building's not gonna stop. I want you to see that too. Bro, when we get in the kingdom of heaven, we're just gonna build up. We're gonna build. And see, you gotta evolve, like life, yeah, having, man, keep busting off, like the ass, it's true. Busting off and having sex and dealing with women, it's a part of life. It's part of our honor. Because you want to build this beautiful house for your family, right? But in the spirit of it, bro, you understand that we are, you and your kingdom, in the kingdom of heaven. You're just gonna build. You're gonna build your house. You have a baby. Oh, we're gonna build my son a house. Yeah. Oh, I gotta build my other son a house. Oh, well, you know, I want a little trade room for when my boys, when the bros come over. I want to build this other thing. Oh, you know what, man? You stay with me for a while. Hey, build him a house. So you can stay whenever you come up. Bro, we just gonna be in it. That's why we gonna have slaves. It ain't just like, that's why with Jake, the idea of slaves is like, well, why the hell would I want slaves? Jake don't even, 2/3 of our people can't even comprehend why we need servants and slaves. Because why? They're not builder minded. They are fucking sick the water, bro. Them doing the work themselves.
Only slaves is a bad thing. If you're a righteous person, only slaves, and you're going to deal with your slaves in a righteous manner.
Yeah,
Look
key
at-
point, Hiram.
Philemon.
Hiram did all that building for King Solomon. Wait, what, King Solomon, I mean, I'm speaking as a man, but I don't say they treated him well, gave him riches. King Solomon wasn't a goddamn slave.
Yeah, it says Hiram in First Kings was a lover after King David.
See?
So Solomon and David had an affinity with Hiram.
Right.
He was still a heathen.
Still a heathen, but it wasn't like, he got rid of heathen. Oh, you built it good.
There's a way you do it.
Oh yeah, you sick, I told you I want this work done. Scott, like, come on, man.
Like even in the kingdom. Yes, the first 1,000-some years, we're gonna be on their ass.
We on a time period.
Right.
Well, after that, go ahead, bro.
No, you got it.
Go ahead, what?
Because I was saying, because we're gonna be on their ass in the beginning to beat the shit out of them, but when they start getting it, all right, you know, just make sure you have it here, and you'll live a good life.
we finished the gazebo that you wanted over in the sea or whatever. Like, pull up in there, pull up your little like spiritual
right.
iPod or iPad or whatever. Like, see it, look over it. Okay, good.
Really?
Start working on this.
Yeah.
Go back to sipping
Here's-
Yan,
Here's 1,000 sheep.
Yeah,
You know
here's
what
your
I'm
baby.
saying?
Go back to
Yeah.
your land.
Get the fuck on.
Take. Maybe we'll be giving them. Hey, take 6 months off.
after that 1,000 because there ain't gonna be no more Esau.
Esau, right.
So it's just, the scriptures say that they're gonna rejoice. You know what? I appreciate you, Elon, man. Go have some fun with your kids and shit. Oh, thank you, King. Because what does that do? That's a morality boost to want to do more.
More.
Yo, he likes me, so I'm gonna go build him, do it better.
What is today? Employees and bosses. Oh, you did good. You got an incentive and a bonus. Well, god dang it. I'm gonna make more sales today. I'm gonna sell more cars.
Like, damn, it's Elon, a homeborn
Slave,
servant.
right.
They'll be like, you goddamn
Right.
They're gonna be happy. Because, see, I hit you with this. If they can hire me to go work in the motherfucking skyscraper over there, you making goddamn 10 racks a week.
Right.
You be up there. See,
Right.
you're gonna be a good fucking slave.
It's just the thing that's different. Them motherfuckers ain't gonna have no status. Like Esau fucked around and let everybody have a status in the society. Only people who gonna have a status are the Israelites. That's it. Y'all just some low level. Y'all gonna stay there for eternity. Y'all ain't gonna move up. You can move up within your own shit.
They're gonna move up as we move
up.
See, once you build out the foundation of the kingdom of heaven, we get built up and our riches will expand. Yeah, you're gonna be richer because you know why? Like we said this before. Do you want rich? You want rich slaves or poor slaves? You want your slaves rich because why? They're gonna be paying tributes to you. Make sure that 10. I don't want you to have one sheep, and I gotta be
that
like,
makes
I gotta
sense.
take your one sheep.
Right.
No, I want you to have 1,000 sheep. And give me 10 of them. I mean, give me 100 of them.
Oh, that's I think it's First or Second Chronicles 7 when King Solomon went up to the mercy seat, the Holy of Holies, and after he got done praying, the Lord came down with fire, and he offered 300,000 sheep, but he's a servant though of the Lord, which slave, quote unquote. But how much abundance does a slave have to give 300,000 sheep? You see what I'm saying? Like 300,000, boom, to the Lord. And be good still?
Plus land to have more?
That's what's coming our way.
Come on,
We're
man.
gonna set them up to be able to make us richer. Like we don't want, like that's how you know Esau's a big retard.
Big dummy, bro.
Like, yo, you the fucking dumbest leader king ever. You got people in poverty. Man, if we were kings, man, everybody won't have it because why? You gotta pay me.
Right.
Like you said, if you could give me 300,000, that means you had 3 million.
Right. So that's a tenth.
A tenth of 3 million is 300,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because he's the base of men. Right? Where we at?
Matthew 8?
We got, what is it, Colossians?
Okay. Oh yeah, that's the one. He's in all things.
Colossians chapter 1 and verse 15. Who is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature? For by him were all things created that are in heaven.
Yahushua, man. That's why he is the King of kings and Lord of lords, man. And you gotta understand, man, the spirit that was on his feet, man. Like I said, I was my father, and some brothers know, but my father came in to help me with this building I was in. And like, bro, old man strength is something serious, man. Right? And now when I mean old man strength, it's not just physical either, man. Old men will, man, that's why I was like, oh, yeah, this is why they're pushing our workouts. It ain't, but you know what? Some men it is laziness, but in the spirit of it, bro, it's just elderly, like wisdom of older men. Bro, older men, I don't mean a bishop, we were talking about this a few weeks ago. You know, like, what the fuck is this? I mean, old men can really like, they can go, man.
You know why?
Man, they perseverance is something serious.
You know what? You know what it is? It's because they've experienced so much in the world that a lot of shit don't phase them anymore.
Like, I ain't got to worry about chasing pussy because I done got pussy for 50 years. The hell I need to get some pussy for? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mine is already seen. I can clearly
50
see
years
the
of-
in process. So that gives me the perseverance to keep going. That's why I say old man strength. It's different, man.
Know what it is.
They know how to they know how to set up their moves. That's why, hey man, LeBron, even though LeBron doing his 20th year, right? Bro, year 20 LeBron would kill year 1 LeBron. Year 1 LeBron can have all the energy, all the explosiveness, no pains, no nothing. I promise you, they was able to have it where year 1 LeBron 18, 19 years old versus LeBron at 30. LeBron at 37 is bodying.
Well, prime example was the Wizards' Michael Jordan fucking schooling all these cats. When I saw an interview, I forgot who it was, they say, y'all be underestimating Michael Jordan, Wizards Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Y'all really do, because this nigga was still dropping 40 on these cats, on these young bucks. Because he was like,
Mentally, he adjusted his game to be able to still beat on people that think it's all, like young men, like you said, they think it's all about, I'm doing everything fast.
Razzle dazzle.
Razzle dazzle and all that. Whereas older people, man, come on, man.
Because even though they may be slower, everything's more efficient to where they can still keep up with your ass.
You ain't even got the starts to the wisdom of counter.
Right.
That's why, again, do not have foundational men spirit. Right? Don't fool yourself. That's that nigga spirit. You know, I don't want to build on your foundation. I want my own. Whatever, man. All right? Whatever. This foundation's here, it's strong, and it's evolved. I just want to go do what you need me to do.
I got a quick one.
Bring it up.
Romans chapter 10 and 2, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. Verse 3, the point, for they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. So you have that spirit of being a foundational member, right? Like, that's like an Obama saying he's the founding father of America.
Facts.
Set your ass up, nigga. You're the 40 or something president. No, you're not.
Thank you.
You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing in this sense. If you do have that mindset, that means you're trying to establish your own thing on top of something that's already been built. And it don't work like that. You see what I'm saying?
No, I want to build my own house for the Lord.
All right.
The house been being built for 5 years, and now you want to, no, I want my own house over here. What? Come on,
Right.
man.
Okay.
That's why niggas' mind frames be the one reason why they die, man.
Where that in Colossians 1:15, who is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature. By him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible.
This building right here.
Whether they be thrones or dominion.
Shit, the Lord had to design and build. Man, the Lord built the Medo-Persian Empire.
He did.
The Lord built the Babylonian Empire.
For Greeks.
The Lord built this.
The Lord raised up Pharaoh.
The Lord raised up Pharaoh, gave him the spirit to say this is what's going to happen. You see what type of, like, the Lord is the ultimate builder, because even in this, that's why he's, oh man.
Here it is, he's absent in flesh.
Still building.
Yeah.
Bro, this is heavy, man. That's why the Lord is the stone that's going to destroy the statue. He literally built it all. He built the Assyrian king. He gave him from the very point that the Babylonian Assyrian kingdom was the gold, silver, right? Then it went down to brass, right? Which is the Greeks, right? The Greeks with the brass, right?
Yeah.
No.
We got the sign.
Yeah, we got the sun. Let's get the sun.
Or do we?
It should be in there.
Do we got the sign over there? Nah.
What's that Assyrian sun? It's not his on the other side. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. We can use that sun too. Bring that sun. Yeah, that's cool. Because even with us, when you go through all these kingdoms, the Spirit of the Lord was on them to build a certain way.
Brass.
Which one was brass?
Who you're just talking about?
Greece, right?
Yeah.
So it was
brass.
gold,
It was
brass,
gold,
and iron.
brass, yeah.
Right. So even with that, there was a spirit to all of it because these are all building materials. Right? People have gold fixtures in their homes. Right? You see a person's home, they got a gold sink. It was some fly shit, right? So that's why they speak about the Babylonians, the 7 wonders of heaven, the beauty of it. Bro, if you look up Syrian, then you move down like the Persians, you look up Shalmaneser and those, bro, there was some, no homo, but there was some sexy men, man. You ever look at the pictures of those kings, like the beard,
Perfect beards.
the perfect, I'm like, god damn. Beard and just perfection, just a perfect squared beard,
Probably
wavy, like,
Probably just grew like that.
just grew like that. But that was a spirit that the Lord put on those men in those kingdoms. Matter of fact, in Proverbs 21. Proverbs 21:1. So the Lord literally put it on all of these things. That's why the Romans is the iron. That we're in the iron mixed with clay. Because it's a spirit to the very material that's going into this kingdom. That's why it's the king. This is not a beautiful kingdom. Alright? The beauty of this is not comparable to Egypt. You can't even compare the beauty of this kingdom to Egypt. And Egypt was in the middle of the fucking desert. You can't compare the beauty of this to that. People come to America to be freaks. People go to Egypt to see beauty. Right? I want to go see pyramids, different things that nature. Beauty's on the other side of the world. You see certain places like Greece. There's parts of Greece like, what is that? I don't, Sarah, that's here. What is it in Greece? It's like Serotonin or something like that. I'm bad. Whatever.
Athens.
You see the building of it? It's like, it's beautiful. What's here that's beautiful? No, I mean built shit. What, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium?
Oh, I just found out this week that they got that statue of Tupac.
That shit is built, that's beautiful.
Bro.
The Statue of Liberty.
And it's all modeled off of
Oh, the other side of the
old
world.
stuff, yeah. And that stuff's still standing over there.
The Roman Colosseum is still there.
Yeah.
Leaning Tower of Pisa. When that motherfucker gonna fall over?
Yeah.
The
Still
pyramids-
leaning.
The pyramids in Egypt. How can we forget? The Great Wall of
China. God damn.
They had a video going into it on how they still don't even know what type of technology or what they did to actually make these ancient cities.
That's how you know he was on God level building. He was, man, bro, my father, I was helping him build, I showed maybe at the camp years ago, I was helping him build a wall in his house. And like, bro, we was building these blocks. I think you might remember me talking about this thing. Bro, we moved these blocks, man, to build a wall. The bigger ones were 100 pounds long. The smaller ones were 70 pounds. Big blocks. Building a wall. He moving. I'm like, that shit, I still have nightmares behind that shit 6 years later. And then my dad was like, yeah, it's correct. Help me. He's like, he got this stone, and he be running with it. Bro, he like Shamak size. Bro, Issachar might have, they want to figure out how the pyramids were built. Issachar might have built them shit by himself, man.
I believe it. They like
serious.
physically, they might be the strongest tribe.
I don't even know.
I don't even say
it's something about them.
I'm not even gonna say might. I think they are physically the strongest
It's in their
tribe.
name.
Right.
He is higher. Bro, when my dad was, I'm put you
Them
understand,
niggas
like
strong.
imagine 100-pound step blocks. Like block like this big, that's 100 pounds. cement. That shit, like me, I'm like thinking back to him, like, you got,
Them motherfuckers doing strongest man competition every day.
Yeah, you got the hype. All right, I'm like,
Hey,
all
you gotta snip the
the bath, the
the acetone or whatever the fuck it's called.
just to pick one
Right.
up.
The fucking strongest man
He
competition.
was saying Issachar,
Building a wall.
Issachar out there 20, about the size of Shabbat, like 20 years old. He pick him up and he. Fucking me, he's running with them stones. I'm like, yeah, I'm not Issachar. Issachar might have built them pyramids. So, but Issachar is part of this build now. It's 12,000 of each tribe.
And you know how big them bricks are? Each brick on the pyramid is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, it's like, go ahead, bro.
They had a picture like you stand next to a brick. Literally, the brick is probably about the size of the cell window.
Yeah.
Probably like from the ground up to like right here.
To that next line, that
Yeah.
gray line right
One
there.
block.
One block.
And they still to this day they don't understand because how do you move that through sand? How do you push a pool? But that's the science of
The
it.
wheel.
It's just
But at the same time, did the earth really look like that, how it look now?
because if you look up the pyramids as well, they let you know that actually back that far back, it was actually white because it was covered in lime.
Limestone.
But then keep in mind too with that when you're building, we read the scripture earlier, fitly joined together. If they would have fucked up that first block, you understand like the precision that went into it. If they would have fucked up, they fucked up the first block, everything would have been.
They said that the angles are perfect.
The angles are perfect and it lines up. It's celestial.
Yeah, those Zakaria told me about that. Those 3 stars point right down to Egypt.
They line up perfectly throughout the year.
Orion's
and
belt.
in Guatemala, the
That's
pyramids
what
that are in South America do the same exact thing.
Come on, man.
Exact.
Yeah, they said
Exact measurements too.
You know how let's say it like this, like nighttime. Let's just say if we have a new moon, right? And you can't really tell, all right, what's east, what's west. Let's say you look at those 3 stars and just walk towards in a line, straight line to those 3 stars, you'll always go west. Not west, excuse me.
East. That's crazy.
Andy's that's Orion's belt, and he's like shooting an arrow. You look at it, and he shoots straight to the North Star. And then Issachar saying they might have built it. It does go with astronomy, looking at the stars. Yeah,
The Mayans and shit.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I be thinking about that like they was able to predict.
Yeah.
All I still went in my head, like, what the fuck was they predicting?
That's a good.
How the hell you look up there and be like, oh yeah, in 5 years, you know, we'll have another blood moon. I'm just now, like the brother saying, like the other night I was outside late, I was looking over like, damn, look at the moon. I said, oh, it must be it must be a new moon in like in a few days. And I was like, you look at the calendar, like, oh, it's Sunday. But I mean, in the spirit of that, that took time. It took me years. It literally took me years of doing the new moon and everything to even be able to look up and be like, oh man, it must be a new moon. Read it in your book.
1 Chronicles 12:32. And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times, which know what Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their command.
That goes back to what you're saying, the astronomy and the astrology.
They knew that. They understood. To be able to build that and then still build it with a goal in mind. Come on, man. That's visionaries. And that wasn't no. And we're speaking on this. We're not giving no glory to them stinking ass Africans. Okay, this ain't no Egyptian, Egyptology bullshit here. Let me make this disclaimer. Okay, the Hebrews built that up. Okay, they built. Matter of fact, let's get that in. Go to Exodus the first chapter. You got something, bro?
I just looked it up. How long did it typically take to build a pyramid, right? We were talking about it. Now, this is the Greek historian. It says about 100,000 men and 20 years to build a pyramid. 100,000 men.
Now, what does that mean? That should make you think about the 100,000 men in 20 years built a pyramid that they can't even comprehend how it did. What is 144,000 men doing since the truth entered back into the earth? What, if you could visually see that, what do you think that's going to look like? We're building.
Right.
We're building something that they don't even know how it's being built.
Right.
Like I said, before you build, you can grab all you talk about this and building blocks and all that. But before you have all these buildings and material, before you even have the material, you gotta have a mind first. So, you know, that Issachar was compounding thought, you know, compounding spiritual thought in order to even do the things that
They just be
are
driving across the
physically,
street.
that they physically did, you know, manifested on earth.
Yeah. That's real God. That's all.
We were talking about the blocks, the pyramids, and on average they weigh an average of 2.5 tons to 15 tons. That's 30,000 pounds.
Alright, it's car.
That's why Issachar is in his man. Issachar be on man, and I'm gonna hit you with this, man. Dude, like 20 years old, like look like Shamar. 80 on drugs. 80 on drugs. Could you imagine Issachar back then, healthy, eating good,
Alright, that was just about to say
bigger
that.
stature, the whole bro. Issachar be this big.
Hey, you say Issachar be on drugs? You say Issachar be on drugs?
The dude, yeah.
He probably be drinking Coronas like a motherfucker too.
He ain't even eating right.
Like I say, on some of them job sites, I seen a couple of Israelites and Edomites doing a little something to people warm.
Yeah. Oh shit, you see it. But I mean, the fact of it is like, dude, buddy is tiny. Fucking running with 100-pound blocks?
Yeah, man, it's
Think about that. So, if Issachar is in the year 2022,
Tapatio sauce.
running around with 100-pound blocks, what the hell was they doing 5,000 years ago? Probably 3 men. That number that you just called, probably just 6 of them. You know, you put over there, everybody. Esau trying to think about it through his thought process of how he would do it. It's, you know, he just lift it up. You need a break? No, I'm good. Hold on. Yeah, you with a TV, hold it. Hold on, hand something. That's why the Egyptians was like, man, we gotta get them the fuck up out of here, man. Can you imagine watching this shit happen? We're like,
Motherfuckers like, how do we have them in slavery right
what
now?
the fuck is going on? Like, no, for real. It was probably, they trying to figure out all this statistical and science and how they did it. Bro, it probably was just 10 Issacharites. 1 3.
Ah, my God.
That's probably what the hell was happening. All right? Let's give that Colossians. Hey, bro.
Colossians 1:16. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by him and for him.
The Lord created all of this. That's why there's a spirit on Egypt. There's a spirit on Syria. There's a spirit on Babylon. There's a spirit on America. The Medo-Persians. The Lord had a specific type of spirit that was on those. That's building, man. Well, you know how, man, you gotta have respect for certain crafts, man. You know how amazing it is to even create music? I'd be amazed at that. All, you know what? Yeah. All, you know what? On a certain level, that's high level. Yeah. Like orchestras and live music and that's something else. Man. That's composing. You know. But when you talk about even 444, all day, man, it's a spirit, man. You know, when you think about making music, well, Gamar, he makes beats. He can give me a beat. I don't know what the fuck to do with that. I'm not a musically inclined brother like that.
So they gave me a beat. So you know, you hear certain rappers, you be like, yeah, you heard this beat and said, and thought, this is what I'm thinking about on this beat. That shit is wild. That's crazy when you really understand, like even producing the beat. I don't know, I got a cousin that's a famous producer, right? Produced Dipset and Joel Santana song, he made all those beats, right? And I was like in the studio with him, I was like, how do you make a beat? So I'm just watching him, and I'm like, he just running his fingers across the piano, trying to figure a sound.
Just trying to find that one little
I'm
tune.
like, oh, this is fucking crazy. So then you hear him, he's like, no, I didn't know. Okay, I can work that.
Chop that, record that, replay it.
They go to the snap. I was like, oh, it's layers. Like I said, and I used part of wisdom is seeing the layers and shit. Okay, you started with your drums, your snares, your kicks, your acoustic, whatever. And you layer it together, and that's how you make compose music, you know? But just the fact of just starting with like,
Yeah, the Manny Fresh beats. Like when you listen to Manny Fresh beats, you can hear how he, you know what I'm saying? This shit's tight as fuck, but you could be like, that's how he started with that top.
you can hear it.
And then it,
Then the 808 come in.
Wayne had that song "Let the Beat Build," and then at the end of the song, that shit was fire. The beat was, it started off like simple, and he was rapping on it, and then he said "Let the beat build," and that shit just dropped. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Bro,
That sounds fire.
This is us as Israelites. We're music. The scriptures talk about music, the whole book of Psalms. We're singers, we make music, we build. Bro, Israelites are gods, man. We're creators, man. Like these other nations, their influence comes from the Heavenly Father. That's why when we are set up, their influence. Go to Isaiah, you can drop that Colossians. Go to Isaiah 2. They go like, no, there's a 2. Teach me your ways.
Yeah, that's Isaiah 2. You could go to Michael 4 too if you want.
Yeah, somebody did that too.
It says the same thing. You can start at the top, really.
Oh, yeah, it's like, yeah.
Isaiah 2:1. The word that Isaiah, the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountains of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it.
Because man, the Lord is going to elevate us to a point where all of this stuff is not even going to be, it's not going to be a delay, if that makes sense. See, like there's a delay to creativity in this body because of the flesh. Because our pineal gland is calcified and all type of extra dumb shit in society.
Writer's block and shit.
Writer's block. But in the kingdom, man, if you say you're going to make a song, you will make a song with it. You want to build, I got this idea. Bro, we're going to be on a million with all of these things.
Yep.
All of it created.
Well, that's Deuteronomy 28, where it says you should be overtaken by blessings. Being creative is a blessing.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing. A lot of people, that's why Esau envies us. Even, you understand us as Israelites, even in our poverty, we're extremely, bro, we are extreme. You know what's
Work it out.
Thing about me that I love, I share with y'all brothers, I share with you sometimes. Bro, I love watching shit about jail, man. I know that shit sound crazy. I know that shit sound crazy.
But they be creative as fuck.
Yeah. You can learn, I be mesmerized that the things a nigga will come up with living in a space that size.
How to make ice cream? How?
How the fuck did you make ice cream in jail?
That's what I see like, what the fuck?
Be watching this dude. Now it's not luxury by no means, but on a survival level, bro, that shit is fucking amazing. They would take a battery and 2 pieces of wire and man, it's not a fucking fire.
Make a tattoo ink thing or whatever.
yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Niggas be in there 5-star cooking.
In jail.
In jail.
Bro.
wine,
Thinking
toilet
liquor.
wine.
If they have the mind to when they, like, if they really had that, because we always go into penitence, if they really have the mindset of penitence, okay, yeah, I fucked up, and when I get out, I'm gonna go. All they need is a fucking loan from somebody, and their business is gonna pop off with their creativity. That's it. But they think they just have to go straight back to the trap.
But you know what? Above that though, they don't even need a loan. Like if you follow a lot of the coaches of like, see over the last several years, I say this to you, we can get back to scripture. Last several years, a lot of them niggas that went to jail for selling drugs in the 80s, in the early 90s, they coming home now. It's been about 25, 30 years. So they coming home now. Bro, them niggas get outside, they go 100 miles and running, man. And they lap niggas that's been free. Nigga been free his whole life. And a nigga get out of prison, been in prison since 89. Don't know a phone, don't know none of this shit. Running circles because they found their thing.
Nigga, get out, fill me in. So listen, big.
You know.
That's all I needed to know.
That's all I needed to know.
You know who's a good example of that? I fuck with him, Wallow. That nigga spent 20 years. Wallow
with Gilly.
His cousin.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm just being honest though. The man spent 20 years in prison. More than half his life in prison. Came out.
Like 17, 18.
Yeah. He came out prison. He's successful now. But you know what? He's still a nigga in the world.
But you know what? It's like we understand that like niggas is you gotta quote Reverend Goodlove on niggas is just gonna be niggas.
Yeah.
He's like niggas is just gonna be niggas.
Yeah.
But in the spirit of it, that's still an Israelite spirit.
Yeah.
Jake can make it.
Yeah.
And Esau.
Looking at this criminal.
How the hell we took all this shit from them, and these niggas are still creating?
Yeah.
Bring it out.
This is Jeremiah 10:16. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name.
Beautiful. Read that again.
Jeremiah 10:16. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things.
Yeah, see, all the kings that we were talking about, and listen, of old, we built them. They didn't come into their own mind and say, oh, you know what, I'm gonna do this and I can do that. Because sometimes you know, and when you're building houses and building structures, a lot of times, again, to really know what you want, I'm gonna hit you with this, any brother, you building a house, right? You're having a house, you're moving towards having a home. In the process of you learning, you will learn every step that goes into actually building a house. Remember years ago, I'm saying this, I said out here, I was saying to brother, hey man, sometimes go to Home Depot and just fucking walk around. Remember I said that? Sometimes you just need to go into Home Depot or Lowe's. If Jake would just go to Home Depot sometimes and just walk around, like, damn, I like this garage. Damn, look at the tile. Damn, look at the fucking wood. Oh shit, look at the paint colors. Like, oh, this is amazing. That's inspiration. A lot of Jake, to know what you want, you gotta know what you can have. You get what I'm trying to say? Like you can't say you want a beautiful kitchen if you don't know, like, it's a saying called if you knew better than do better.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
if you don't even know that things are there to be available, to obtain, you don't know what to shoot for.
Expand your palette.
Expand your
So how can you be a good artist if you only know black, white, and gray? Whoa.
Not just playing.
No,
Bro,
That's a good analogy though. That's tight.
Come on now, it's really that simple.
Stop losing.
Like if you want to, like, that's when we evolve to that point of being kings on the earth. That's going to come with a high level of regalness and royalty. See, niggas right now, that's why 2/3 got to go, man.
Right.
The Lord can't. The Lord is not going to use niggas that eat ramen noodles all the goddamn time to build up this kingdom, these mansions. You gotta have a certain, like the brother said, expanding palate, man. The Lord expanded our palate when it came to, hey bro, I didn't eat lamb until I came to church.
Same here.
I didn't know about quail until I read
I
it.
didn't know about that until the truth. I didn't know you could eat.
Oh.
It just, that's real good shit.
I had lamb one time before the truth, right? I hated that shit.
I thought it was delicious.
I hated it. It was too,
I had it-
too
I had it.
texture wasn't right for me.
Right.
But then after the truth came there, he lamb off.
You evolved, you damn near the favorite. But that's an expansion of your, becoming the king in your own right. Like I'm saying, like to build, if you want a nice home, right? You can't just simply say you want a nice home. You gotta know what the fuck makes a nice home, right? You gotta know, like, I want this type of marble here. And, what I want my stove to look like this. There's levels to everything. There's levels to stoves. These bullshit $600 stoves that's in your apartment or your home. Do you know that there's $10,000 stoves?
Gas,
Yeah.
double oven.
Double ovens. There's $4,000 refrigerators, $10,000 refrigerators.
You gotta what? See, that's why I tell them, bros. You gotta. I stay watching like multi-million-dollar homes.
Yeah.
Just walkthroughs. You gotta watch them. They have all that shit.
You get what I'm saying? There's $1,000 coffee makers,
Right. Toasters.
toasters, $1,000 toasters,
Microwaves, all that shit.
$10,000 sinks.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. The toaster. When I saw this one toaster, it's like it has like a virtual screen on it that shows your
I see it.
it being like changing, and then it'll. I'm
seen
like,
it.
what the fuck do I need that
See
for?
a nigga,
Fuck it though.
which niggatry is based in poverty.
Right.
So, and another thing, brother, we all gotta get out of our vocabulary is, I don't see the point of that.
Yeah.
You be like, what's the point? Man, pants is pants, man. I don't get why those pants are $1,000. What's the reason why they $1,000?
It made me think of that one of Chappelle's last videos, shows on Chappelle's show when he was My Crib,
Oh yeah.
and he was like, "Why you got there?" He's like, "Fuck it, that's why." You sometimes gotta have it. Like, why do you have? I mean, if I can get it, fuck it. Why not?
But why is the kingdom of heaven lay in gold streets?
Transparent.
Why is it? It doesn't happen. It just be stone.
Just be stone.
It could be regular. It could be just concrete. Why
It's the
not?
highest conductor, so.
But right, but that's a level of creativity where it's like, you know what? I want gold streets.
Right.
Fuck it.
Why did King Solomon's meet?
Like I said, real quick, sir, because like you had opened up and started with, of course, there's what's the purpose behind all these elements, but ultimately because the Most High wants them. So,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you go into like the architecture and the artistry.
He visually saw that. That's what you want.
It's an art. It's an art. It's an art piece. It's a masterpiece.
Why
The Most
wouldn't-
High is for it.
Why wouldn't you want what you think of? Like, why would you settle for less?
And we're not gonna be judging each other like in the kingdom, like when we in the kingdom building up, and I'm on my side of wherever, looking through the light, looking through the blind. Why the hell is Kashaquala doing that? Hey, that's just unnecessary. Why couldn't he could have just had a regular stove, but he just had Why? No, bro. Hey, bro. If you want your whole house, bro. If you want a big diamond in the middle of the planet, and you cave into it, and you got rooms, and your home is in a diamond, bro. Do you?
Right.
Why he don't need that $1,000 stove?
Look at this guy.
He's always showing off, man. That's why the Lord gotta bless us all so we can get that envious, hating ass spirit out of us. Why he don't need all of that. Why he don't need that. Why you need another house?
Feel these sheets. Stop these sheets up.
Egyptian. What an Egyptian cotton.
He could have just got some shit from Walmart and called it a day. Bro, you gotta get that. See the Lord, that's why we gotta get rid of these bodies, man. These bodies are infested with poverty, man. You gotta let go of that poverty shit, man. Now let's go to
There's gonna be
go to First Chronicles
good.
22:1. This is 1 Chronicles 22:1. Then David said, "This is the house of the Lord power, and this is the altar of the burnt offering for Israel." And David commanded to gather together the strangers that were in the land of Israel.
This is going into the history of King David finding out that he can't build the house of the Lord, but also him prepping King Solomon to build the house of the Lord. Because like we said, you're gonna see, man, just as much as Yahweh Shai came and he was born of Joseph, which like he was saying, brother was saying, had to have been a high level carpenter to be known like, oh, you're the son of this carpenter. That there was fame involved with it. This is the same thing that's going with it. King Solomon was prepped to be a builder. Bro, you don't just, even in my own life, right? Like there's certain elements of my life where I want this shit, bro. I want to do this shit. Like certain things, bro, I look back in my life and it's just like, damn. From the time I was like 8, 9 years old, I was outside. When my dad worked the bobcats, different type of backrooms and shit. I'm not gonna be proud through the spirit. I've been working on the construction sites in the homes since middle school, high school. But in the flesh of it, you be like, oh, I wanna do this shit. So you run away from it just for me to fucking be
Right back.
be in my mid-30s, right back. Full fucking circle. That's why I'd be like, God damn, you just be running away from what is meant for you. You're making your own life hard. Let me
Noah.
settle in. I'm meant to do this shit.
Noah. I mean, not Noah. Jonah.
Jonah.
Jonah. Yeah,
You be
Jonah.
like, it's hot, dirty. You know what I'm saying? I still got paint shit and all type of chemical, all type of shit on my neck. Oh, then you get older, you be like, man, the Lord really been preparing me for this my whole fucking life, man. What is wrong with me? That's the same thing with King Solomon. Yahweh Shai in the spirit, and I'm still gonna push that point, was a builder of builders, man. We gotta, like, bro, be in the spirit of building, man. Hey, man, sometimes, man, build a birdhouse, man. Put some cabinets together. Put a shelf. So you gotta use tools, man. You have to, man. You can't just be a guy, like the brother said, man. That shit's really gay as you. Yeah, whoever that man was talking about, yo, he's really a bitch.
Work on your car, man.
Like, bro, yeah, work on your car sometimes. You know, you may not be able to change certain things. You should at least have an idea of what the hell is going on.
So you know what I be doing? Well, you know, I'm a car guy. I like building my. Even looking at like car parts or tools that you may want, you may save it for later. Have just even looking at tools, looking at cars.
Man.
If you don't know how to, I don't know, fucking change a tire or change your oil, YouTube it and just watch it.
Please have that in your mental storage. Right?
Man, get you a toolbox, man. God damn it.
Every man should have a toolbox.
Yeah. Because my driver,
I had the same thing too.
I had went to the shop I got it from. I know I'm just asking questions that we were helping out with that. But when I asked him, he's like, you ain't tell me nothing about it. And he was like, you gotta fix it. I'm like, it's gonna cost me like $100-something, $200. On YouTube, that shit, it was $6 for the car.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hold on.
Probably about this big.
Hold on. That's the spirit of the driver. Because what happens? It might start something simple as like the drive's loud, right?
Right?
These women, they don't. That is not they don't want. No, it's the wrong way.
Right.
It's the wrong way. So then that's why you get Jake that be riding around the city, right? They see it. She put a refrigerator out, they threw away a dryer. They'll come and pick that shit up. Like you said, they done put $6 into the fix. Now they on Craigslist selling you that dryer that they got for free for $150.
Right.
When you be paying these different contractors and stuff, you really be paying them for what they know. Because if you knew the shit, you would do it simple as that. Like when I was taking up HVAC, a lot of that shit, like he's saying, the parts on the HVAC, you needed like a capacitor or something like that. Couple of bucks, but you gonna charge their ass in the hundreds to just replace the part. When if they knew and had the knowledge, they would just get it free. That's all it's about. It's all about what's good. That's why the ultimate power is this. That's why we're able to move and go to the world how we can because of this.
If you got a house and ain't never been in your attic, what the fuck is wrong with you? See, but and on top, you be doing simple shit, right?
That's the spirit of the woman.
Yeah. Hey, I was just about to get into that. You be doing simple shit in the house, like change the air filters. It's just so sexy. I was like, yo, he got the dick swinging down. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bitch. Change the fucking air filter.
Hey, you and that bitch taking longer than what it is, like you know,
But she's like, oh my gosh. You'd be like, do you need some lemonade? Yeah, bitch.
Because you're in your true space.
Right?
Keep going with that, but it's a builder. Like, come on, man. Like, there's a spirit to all of this. That's funny.
First Chronicles 22:2. And David commanded to gather together the strangers that were in the land of Israel, and he set masons to hew.
Masons, go ahead.
Masons to hew rock stones to build the house of the Most High. Verse 3. And David prepared iron in abundance for the nails, for the doors of the gates, and for the joinings, and brass in abundance without weight. Verse 4. And cedar trees in abundance for the Zidonians, and they of Tyre brought much cedar wood to David.
So, even before, again, the Lord came, like, what's he saying this part? Like you said, you're really paying for your knowledge. That's really what it's the cost involved. Because like I said, I was saying about the women earlier as well with that too. A lot of times, if you've ever worked on houses or any type of construction type of work, most people don't know about anything involved. They don't know, so it'd be a lot of, well, you know what? Hey, I could really do this. I didn't even know you could do that. Like in the ceiling, you know, we have a hanger. You know, you can buy you a light like this. People don't be known. So before you can do certain things, you gotta already have the know-how. You understand? Like before King David could even say in his mind, I want to build a house, right? He already had to have knowledge of, okay, I want this type of stone, I want this type of wood, I'm gonna need this with this. Bro, you gotta even know that to even begin to visually see it. With generations, man. Yeah. That's why Jake out here, again, the average nigga out here has been living in apartments all their goddamn life. No, I mean, no. What I mean, but it's even with that, there's levels to it. What I mean by that is that even so, whatever, because really in the spirit, that's how Esau want to keep us. You're only as good as your as what you're exposed to. See, if our people was exposed to certain things, they might move differently.
They have goals. They'll have goals.
That's what I'm saying. Jake, the average Jake, if you told them, you know there's $10,000 faucets. Just cut on the water. What do you mean it's $10,000? The $20 one, the $10,000 one cuts the water off. They do the same thing. Bro, you sound poor as fuck.
Right.
That's nigga shit. Yes. There's no So King David was literally passing this on to Solomon to prepare him for when he got to the point of, you know what, the time is now. I'm gonna take this 20-year period and build the house of the Lord, my house. But King Solomon didn't just, where did King Solomon get his inspiration from? Living in King David's house.
Well, that's the spirit, because when you read 2 Samuel, I forgot what chapter we're in. I want to say like the 5th, 6th, 7th chapter. Because, you know, King David had half his sons in Hebron, and then half his other sons in Jerusalem. And then when it talks about he started taking over these kingdoms, he said he set his sons to be chiefs, like chief, princes over all of them.
Yeah.
So they all had a sense of how to like rule. King David exposed them to things, exposed them to royalty, exposed them to decision making. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Look at the Lion King. At the beginning of Lion King, beginning with
Mufasa
was talking to young Simba, right? He was basically saying, man, everywhere that the sun hits, that's our king.
That's our woo.
Everywhere the sun hits. And you know, Simba,
going over there? No, son, you don't go over there. That's off out of bounds over there, right? You gotta be exposed. This is what we're going through. There's things that we learning in this truth that, bro, if you wasn't in the truth, you wouldn't have learned, man. You wouldn't have. Okay, because the Lord is teaching us things. Like we said, Lamb, Lord, like, man, being prepped to be kings, man. You just can't be no chicken wing and Philly cheesesteak eating ass nigga, man.
French fries
with every meal eating that. French fries and chicken tenders eating nigga, man.
Fried chicken.
Bro, this brother back here, man, he should be the foodie. And I mean that respectfully. I said, nah, he should be a foodie. IG be looking crazy the food that you eat. I be like, God damn.
That's him.
That's okay. I'm gonna give everybody secret. But I'm just saying, I'm thinking about certain brothers, but in the spirit, everybody. But that's the Lord in the spirit elevating us. We're not just Kool-Aid and fried pork chop eating niggas, man.
Fucking cheese balls.
I would never eat Elam in the world, man.
I look at them niggas like they dirty.
I got that precept I was talking about. 2 Samuel chapter 8, straight to the point. 2 Samuel chapter 8 and 18. It says, and Benaniah, the son of Jehoiada, it was over both the Cherethites and the Pelethites, and David's sons were chief rulers.
Yeah,
so he exposed them to it. You know?
What's a son to a king?
Right.
A king's son is a prince. That's supposed to be. That's why in the King David's life, all of his sons began growing up, warring with each other to who's going to be the next king, because they all were prepped.
Right.
It wasn't no when King David was about to die that it was like you had, sons that were left, like, oh God, I'm so afraid to take over the kingdom. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody, like Solomon, who else was it? Who was left alive?
I think it was Absalom
After
or
Absalom.
Adonijah. Yeah, Adonijah.
That's who
Not
thought he was
Absalom.
trying to
died.
take the kingdom, right?
Yeah.
He was prepared. You're not just gonna step up and be like, hey, I'm ready to take the kingdom, man. And your ass ain't shit kingly about you.
Right. He so like Brent. I was gonna say Adonijah was the third son. So the other, I think the first two sons had passed on.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm next.
Right.
Just by rightful birthplace. And on top of that, he was ready because he was like, why Solomon? Because Solomon was the 10th son. He's like, he has to wait his turn. So he's like, why is the 10th son getting set up to be the next ruler? I'm the next ruler. You see what I'm saying?
He didn't know that the spirit that hit King David.
Right.
Tell him to name his son Solomon, because that was going to be the king.
It was the prophecy that Nathan told him about.
And he didn't know all of that. But the spirit, that's what he was doing. Bro, his sons were prepped, man. Just like LeBron James' son. Them niggas came out the womb ready for the NBA, man.
Ready for action.
So, if I can quickly say, something bigger than reparations is just having a father and a mother. Like, having somebody to teach you,
Well, I've been arguing through all the things, bro. I've been arguing with my father all week about fucking reparations.
Oh, he's like, we need fucking.
He believe, I'm like,
fuck that reparations.
Yeah, that's me. I'm like, man, fuck the reparations, man. What the fuck are you talking about? He like, see, it's people like you, the reason he ain't got it. It's my fault. Damn. It's my fault that black people don't got reparations.
You want to slide over? Camera getting a little warm.
Let's move up so that the sun's turn up here.
get over here.
Yeah, in the shade.
You want to read that there?
Camera hot. That camera hot in the mug right now.
Yeah, King David's sons had no choice but to be ready for kinghood, because why? Their father was a king. They weren't being prepared to be bakers. And there's things that come along with the kingdom. That kings, man. All right. So we're gonna go back to that. Go back to First Chronicles.
Camera smoke.
I'm sitting right here.
Oh, is that?
First Chronicles 22 and verse 5. David said, Solomon, my son, is younger and tender And the house that is to be built for the Lord must be exceedingly magnified.
Magnificent?
I don't know, exceeding magnificent, of fame and of glory throughout all countries. I will therefore now make preparation for it.
Yeah, see, so again, King David's mind frame was, because he loved the Lord. Even though he went off, he's still our king. But when he knew that I want to build this to the Lord so that he could be glorified. Just as much as you would say if you were building your dream house for your wife and your family, you wanted to be a glorious thing. But again, it's about the mind frame that goes into it. You got to level up your thought process towards these things. All right? See, Esau want to keep us in this white refrigerator, white stove, goddamn white microwave, brown wall world, man, carpet world. That's why I say, really, if you've never, hey, me, I've been in them stores, I've been in Home Depot and local, and I done witnessed or spent, me personally, either I done personally part of that tile, that pile of money, or I've witnessed, and I done probably witnessed close to $1 million spent in them stores. I've been in them stores. So I'm very, you know, because it's intimidating. You be like, man, this is a big ass store. You trying to walk through it, but I'm saying in the spirit of it, bro, if you've never done it or you haven't done it in a long time, man, just go walk down the aisles. Go look at the garage. Go look at garage doors, man. Go look at cabinets. Go to the lumber section. Some weird, like some shit you may not even touch.
You don't even gotta buy it. Just, bro, go look at the fucking appliances. Go look at the stores. Because there's an inspiration to it. How could King David even say, I want to glorify the Lord and do all of this and prepare the way if he didn't even know about this thing? There's a difference between marble, there's a difference between granite. These stones that you hear, see, some brothers love the stones to wear. But these same stones in the house. People have marble floors, granite countertops, right? Different type of tile in the bathroom, in your ceramic tile, porcelain tiles. These are all materials that, in a sense, have, like, you got to know about it before you can say you want it. You get what I'm trying to say? Before you say you want your dream kitchen, you got to literally go and look at shit to say, oh, ooh, I want that, and that, and this, and that. But a nigga, like I say, a nigga in the ghettos in America, they don't know shit. All they know is that white stove